south.
And
southwest. Looks really
yes, we are.
back here.
No one's ever dove on this seamount before
back
either.
up.
So
Copy
we're
that.
getting our first look right now.
Pointed straight down.
Come underneath you.
Delta 15.
See what do we got here. Get some rocks in my.
Yeah, I have you my Titan. And I just picked up in fisheye, dead center.
I don't know, Jasper. Looks like it's going to be
Starting
kind
to
of
see
hard for
light
you to
pool
find a
on
rock
main
here.
HD.
It's tricky.
Yeah, rocks all over the place.
There you are.
Question is whether
What
they're
kind
rock.
they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what kind they are is the question. But
Turn
I
to
see one
my
animal that might be a
starboard.
sponge.
Copy that.
Very cobbly seafloor. Mixture
about
of
225.
cobbles and some boulders, sediment, and looks like this is a bit of hard pan, maybe just pure manganese, huh?
Could be. It's pretty shallow though.
Yeah.
I guess we have seen it even shallower.
Would you bring your heading to
Fair bit
About
of
225.
sand between all the
225.
rocks
All right,
too here.
rotating 225.
So, little guy here.
Yeah.
Maybe a little vase sponge or
Little
something?
vase sponge, maybe, yeah.
All right, I'm at 225.
Looks like the particles in the water column are pretty much coming our way.
Yeah, pretty slowly, though.
Yeah.
Let's see who we've got
Delta
on
20.
chat. We've got Abby Lapone from the University of Hawaii, coral
Hey, Nav,
specialist,
you get a
Andrea
chance, can you
Quattrini from
make
Harvey
my
Mudd
sonar,
College. She's like
push
an
into
everything
50
specialist,
meters,
but
please?
perhaps more so with fish. Masako
Thank
Matsumoto
you.
from the Chiba Institute in Japan, a coral specialist as well. Bruce Mundy from the NOAA Fisheries Science Center on Ford Island in Hawaii. We've also got Tina Molodtsova from the Shirshov
yeah, it's fine for
Institute
me.
of Oceanology
you.
in Moscow. She is a coral specialist as well as other animals too. So welcome to all of you on the chat and to the rest of our viewers, some of whom may be watching this live broadcast from the Maui Ocean Center or the Waikiki Aquarium. Greetings to you all. This is the NOAA ship Okeanos Explorer. We are in the wake unit of the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument, and we are diving on a seamount that's just inside the southern
come on in
monument boundary.
We just saw a little brittle star
That's a partial.
abandon his post.
What are you? I think he's probably got a scooped out face on the other side. This is going to be something like Poliopogon or Semperella in the family Pheronematidae.
come in tight?
So that's full zoom.
Lots of little spicules sticking out.
Yeah, and as he's coming around, I
I'm
think
not
we're
seeing
gonna-
your scoop yet.
Well, it better darn well have a scoop, or
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Ah,
Although
okay.
it's going to be a Pheronematid for sure. It's going to be in that family. I think there's going to be a scoop coming up right now as he comes right around.
There's a little bit of a A
There it
dent.
is. No, there it is. There's
Oh, yeah.
the scoop.
There we go. Yeah.
That was very helpful, pilot, to confirm the scoop.
Copy that, Chris.
Yeah, so, and also the undivided scooped out part, which is called the atrial side of the sponge, indicates it's polyopogon. You can see the fibrous connection down there and the brittle stars all around it as well.
All right, come on out, partial. All right, when you're good,
Alright, video's clear.
come on out.
And
There's
that's a
also-
lot of manganese crust there on the surface.
Yeah.
There's also
Oh,
a
we got some
coral over here.
corals. Look at this.
We never even saw those.
Yeah, I didn't see them either coming down.
Can you partially deploy my lowers, Sean?
Hey,
Absolutely.
co-pilot, this is your deck speaking.
And we got a sea pen and a fish.
Yeah, I got you.
Heading
Yeah.
off.
Look at that.
Maybe you get
Okay,
the
we're
fish because
gonna-
he's heading off in the other
get the
direction
fish.
The
first.
Gregory.
On in video.
If you're all stopped on the winch,
That's a partial.
For right now we are, but just stand by for a second.
we'll stand by.
Yeah, come in tight.
Ooh. Oh, he turned for a second.
This looks like another tusk eel, family Ophidiidae. I suspect it's in the genus Basozetus with a rounded head and a rather small
All
eye.
right, get the head. If you can. Or is that Matt?
That's full zoom.
Yeah, so thank you, Bruce. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me
Copy
as
that,
well.
Nav. Pilot, your lower sternums are partially deployed.
Thank you.
So this is one of the more
Hey,
common
Dick.
types of
This
tusk eels
is
that we
your
see at these
co-pilot.
depths of
Go ahead,
1,000,
co-pilot.
2,000 meters. Again, there are several
You
species,
called me,
one of
Dick.
which has been recorded
Yeah,
from Lake Atoll and
we're
a
gonna look
couple
up
of
the
others
Gregory.
from
If you're all stopped on
waters
the
not
winch
too
for 5
distant
minutes.
from here. So they
yeah, I can stop for 5
are
minutes.
carnivores.
Let me know when you're
but
ready.
they feed on
Copy
small
that.
things.
We're gonna get started
They
right
tend to
now.
swim up
Copy.
a little bit in the water above the bottom, maybe just a foot or a meter above the bottom.
Okay, when you're clear, video.
Alright.
Yeah, thank you, pilot. Appreciate it.
Would you like this coral also?
Yeah, please, if you could.
Nice little current ripples in the sand behind there, by the way, too.
All right, come on in on the coral.
That's partial.
Yeah, come on in tight.
That's full.
I'm gonna come in, get a little closer.
So I didn't see the bivalve that Tina was talking about, but I'll bet Asako and Tina and Abby probably have an idea of what we're looking at. Asako's identified it as a primnoid. That's what I was thinking also. It's got a astroschematid, at least I think it is, the brittle star on it, I think is in the family Astroschematidae. And I think this primnoid is most likely a Neurella, and it looks fairly similar to maybe Neurella dichotoma. The base of it was sort of devoid of polyps. And then just the way it's branching too. But we're getting, Asako thinks it's Neurella as well, so I think we're pretty close to what it is. Definitely all agree it's in the family Primnoidae. So, pilot, there was a sea pen on the sediment when we were chasing that fish, and there was apparently a bivalve by it too, and I wonder if we could take a look at those after the coral shot.
Absolutely. Come on out. Partial. Frame it. Then we'll go
Have
for the
to-
C-pin.
Try to remember where that was.
It's in the sand.
Yeah, it's up
Yeah.
to
Behind
the
it.
right. All right, let's come up this way.
There's the C-pen, and that may be a gastropod rather than a bivalve. And this could be one of those Gaza tumbling snails. It looks like it. But not sure unless he starts tumbling.
Can we encourage him?
I don't know. He'll probably get started just from the lights. Or
Okay, come on in.
That's not quite full.
and
Yeah.
maybe not.
Go ahead in.
Hard to say.
That's full.
Nice shiny little house there.
Yeah, he's got very long, what you call them on snails, antenna. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not so sure it's in that genus Gaza tumbling snail. It looks smaller than those and something a little different about the shell. Beautiful gastropod. He's presumably getting some of the detritus from the sediment. Not really sure. And then as we're zooming up here, this is a sea pen which was identified by Asako Miyamoto as Umbellula. We've seen a lot of rock pens on some of our previous dives. We haven't seen very many of the sea pens that like to live in sediment. So this happens to be one of them. Each of those is a single polyp, so it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polyps on the top. Sea pens are in the octocoral group. That means they have 8 tentacles on each of their polyps, and the tentacles all have little pinnules on them, the little sort of spines that are coming off of the tentacles that you see right now. So these sea pens are related to many of the Gorgonian corals that we've been looking at, but are not related to the hard corals or the black corals, which have only 6 tentacles.
Back when
And
you good video.
they're referred
Alright.
to as Hexa Corals.
So these look larger, these polyps.
Or
Oh, we got
wide.
another fish in
Nice.
the water column over there, and this is it the same one or is it
Might
different?
be the same one. Come on in, quick.
Okay. Yeah, kind of looks
Oh,
like
there's
the
another
same
one shooting through
Oh
in the
yeah,
Another
maybe
one
the
further
black one
back.
to the left.
Let's get
There
the
he
one in
is.
the back. There you go.
Ah, yeah. Okay, he's different. The key on these is to zoom in on the head. And that'll
I do have some
give
more
us
zoom.
a chance
Yeah,
of
go ahead.
identifying the genus.
That's all.
Yeah, so this is a spiny eel in the family Halosauridae. The family name means salt lizard from the appearance of the fish and the fact that they live in the ocean. And as we zoom in, you can see the brain through a translucent top of the skull, that lighter area behind the eyes. And it looks like there are no scales on the top of the head and the snout. So this would be in the genus Aldrovandia. Deep-sea spiny eel. They differ from the true eels by having a short little fin on their back that has a little spiny ray at the front. And they also have paired fins on the stomach that have a little spinous ray, which gives them the name spiny eels. So they're somewhat related to the true eels, but they're also related to tarpons and ladyfish,
Okay,
bonefish,
co-pilot,
of the shallow water.
we are clear of the
fairly
cable. I'm going to
abundant
calm
at
it
this
down.
depth.
We'll make sure this stays in position.
Yeah, thank you very
Alright.
much, Bruce.
Come down first.
And our depth, by the way, is 1,281
Okay, come on
meters.
up.
Our temperature is 3.7 degrees Celsius.
Or full wide.
I'll come up a little. How's that look, Doc?
Looks great.
All right.
We'll
Right
get
off the bat, we got a
Good
few
luck
animals
Yeah.
there. That's pretty
All right.
good.
Thank you, Doc.
What do we got?
Some weird stuff floating through the water column.
Is that mucus? Did we get slimed by a squid or something?
Hey, Copilot, do you want us to run water all day or wait until you haul up at the end of the day?
That is a lot of stuff.
It looks like it's squid ink, but I'm
I
not
s-
positive.
Probably wait until we haul up at the end. I don't know how much
Oh,
water
yeah.
Yeah, and we keep going to the right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
we have for
There's
that.
something
Oh,
there.
it's still
There's two.
still
Copy.
inking us.
Is that it?
If you see Dive Super, though, you can
Wow.
ask him too.
We're
But I
sure
would
we
say
didn't
hold
kick
off
this
for
up?
now.
No, I think I don't
Yeah,
think
copy.
so. It's I don't know, Pilot. What do you think that is? Is that squid ink or
It
is
looks
that?
a lot like squid ink to me, but that's more than I've ever seen.
Yeah, same here.
I don't see anything in Serios.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Emily, you didn't see any squid just now, did you? Huh.
Pilot, you're coming underneath behind me, actually.
Yeah, I'm just following this.
Copy that.
Can you look up at my light bar with mini Zeus?
Yeah, and I just lost visual,
Yeah,
Pilot.
that's fine.
Well, it looks like it's coming from above, huh?
Yeah.
Sort
and
of
it's-
sinking through the water column.
I mean, we weren't even bothering that squid. I find that a little rude to get inked, and we weren't even trying to image him or bother him. So we think it's squid ink. Of course, they're not rude. That's an escape response, if that's what this material is, where they eject this inky substance, and that's.
All right, deck's going off comms. We'll talk to
it allows
Dive
them, it
Soup
distracts a
about water
predator and
flow.
allows them to escape
Copy that.
from being eaten.
So it's also possible that we carried this down with us.
What would it be, Josh?
Oh, well, look at that.
I mean, is
Like, on the way on our descent, we spooked a big squid, and he inked underneath us, and we carried it down. Maybe?
oh, okay.
That's a one possibility.
Huh. So it's just now after you got to the bottom, just coming up off of the.
Off of the
Okay.
grating under the vehicle.
I see.
That's. Or we just didn't see him.
Yeah. Well, okay.
It's a lot of ink.
It's a lot of ink.
It's been a big squid.
I was thinking the same thing myself, but I wasn't going to go there because we're not absolutely sure it's a squid ink. But I mean, of course, that's some of our fantasy to actually encounter a giant squid down on one of these seamounts. But
I think they
Can't
know
re-
better.
yeah, and you can't really go by a big mass of substance that you think is ink, but you're not sure as evidence of that.
I mean, we have been attacked by squid on descent a few times.
Huh.
So they attack our light bars.
So we're coming down on the sponge, and
Would you like a zoom on this?
sure, let's go ahead and
Come
zoom
on in
on. I
video.
think I know what it is.
Oh, it's a partial?
No, I'm glad you zoomed. It's not what I thought it was. It's going to be. I don't think this is a. Let's see. I don't think it's a Faread. It always could be, but I think it's in another group. I'm trying to remember
It's
what
coming
the
in
name
tight.
of these things are. I'm looking in the reference guide right
That's
now.
full.
Yeah, that's so. I think this is more in the family Euplectellidae and a Dictyocalyx or a Dictyocalyx species. It does not normally these kind of sponges. I automatically go to the genus Phareid, and there's a little worm in there too, but the genus Phareid is very brittle, and this looks like a soft sponge to me. So I'm going to go ahead and tentatively put it as a dictiocalyx. Not sure we've seen one of these on this cruise before, so this is the first one. Got a polychaete worm, I think, on the sponge.
And Tina's noting there was a
Can't
little
hear you.
brittle star somewhere around here too, probably on the bottom or right at the base. I think I saw one near there too.
What were you saying?
Okay.
Right. Are we good, Chris?
Yeah, we are. Thank you, pilot.
Come on up.
Oh yeah, there he is at the base.
Oh yeah, he is.
Do you want to see
wrapped around
the
base.
brittle star?
And then there's a crinoid also in the distance. He's going to take a quick zoom and take a look at the brittle star, or
No,
Come on in.
we'll take a look, sure.
So that's almost full.
These oh, and there's even a little crinoid next to it as well, a feather star.
You can come all the way in. And there's a fish ahead of us.
Oh,
So let's come out on this.
Okay.
yeah,
We're
Josh
full
has
wide.
spotted a fish. Josh is piloting today.
There he is.
Ah, there we go.
Come on in.
That's partial.
It's coming tight.
There's another one behind him.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's let that guy go. Come out wide. Where's that other guy?
Just
There
slightly
he
left
is.
of your middle.
Yep, come on in.
Oh, is this a different one?
So this is
Come in tight.
Yeah.
This is the second one, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Bruce, you got two of these, and you got a different one they're zooming in on right now that's much more cooperative, and it's different than the
What's
one
that?
that just swam by.
Now these are cutthroat eels, genus Synaphobranchus. This one's interesting because I can see that the dorsal fin is just slightly anterior to the origin of the anal fin, the fin on the top and the fin on the bottom, respectively. We've been seeing a lot of these that have a much shorter dorsal fin, the fin on the top. The two possible species, but this is a different one. It could be something called Synaphobranchus affinis or a different species. I don't know if
Yeah, let's let
Ken
that guy go.
Sulak, who's a biologist in Florida, who's a specialist on this group and others, he would be able to give us an identification for sure. So this is a different species than we usually
we're
see
full
of this
wide.
cutthroat eel, and it might have even been a
Sean,
different
you'd
species
be on
than
the
the
hunt
first
for that
individual
giant
that we
squid.
saw.
Yeah, I've been
Check
keeping
out
my
the
eyes
video.
open.
This is, again, a very abundant type of fish that we see in this environment at these depths, often the dominant genus.
Great, thank you, Bruce.
There's something moving in the water column
Yeah,
straight ahead of us.
I think it looked
Looks
a little
like a
different
shrimp.
to me than the one that
Sort of
swam through quickly,
down a
but
little bit.
none of us got a good
Yeah,
look
come
at
in.
that
There.
first one. And, oh, we have a
It's a
blue
blue
shrimp again. Look at this.
That's
Oh my goodness, it's the same
Come on
blue
out.
shrimp.
It's got
Yeah,
red
we
legs.
saw in that other email. Other
Yeah.
other seamount.
Some other people may have seen it in their email later.
full wide. Oh, he's just to the
Yeah,
left.
I see him.
So one hypothesis
Come on in.
about that blue shrimp was that it could be a mutant, but here's another one. I don't know if it's a mutant. There's a bunch of mutants swimming around
Yeah.
over here in Wake, but
Did the
By
other
a-
one have that much orange reddish on him? I thought that one was.
yeah, no, I think
Yeah?
it did. Yeah, and so
Come in
this
tight if
could
you
be
have
in
it.
the family Aristiidae, but what I mean by
That's full zoom.
mutation is basically they have some flaw in their genome, essentially, where maybe some of the red pigment was lost, and we're seeing a transparent test, and perhaps even their blue, the blue hemocyanin, the blood on it, or it's just speculating here,
Yeah.
but I suspect we're looking at a unique species here, something new that that we imaged one time only before, a number
One
of
of the
dives ago.
first dives.
Yeah, one of the first dives we did. Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
This guy.
And that was
that
a
was-
graceful exit.
Yeah, that was great. Oh, there's a
full
crinoid too. Yeah, wow,
Bright red.
we're
Come on
getting
in
some.
on the crinoid.
That's a partial.
Okay, so this is a stocked crinoid, which means it's the common name is a sea lily, whereas the unstocked crinoids are called feather stars. So this is stocked. I can see 2 or 3 little tiny cirri or projections right underneath the calyx on the top of the stem, right behind that arm. And the color of this and kind of the shape of the stem itself, I'm pretty certain this is in the genus Proisocrinus. And this particular individual may actually be Proisocrinus ruberimus, named presumably for its red color.
I don't think we've seen this one on this cruise yet.
Might have seen one before, but that's it. We have not seen very many of them, that's for sure. These are beautiful animals. We've seen a fair number of them in Hawaii, but yeah, as Jasper said, these have been very uncommon here. They're among the most beautiful animals down here, just their shape and their beautiful color, and the fact also that these are living fossils, that you can find these stock crinoids in rocks, 100 million year old rocks that look almost identical to this. And if you could go right down to the base, and it should have feet right on the base, and not so many feet. It's glued like this, but sometimes Proisocrinus, has almost like a little toes almost on the connection. That's more just of a simple base. A little brittle star on the stock. Wow, we're getting some good stuff right off the bat here.
Yeah.
This is great.
All right. When you're good, video.
I was concerned this
Frame it
might
up.
be a bit of a barren dive, but
I think it's much more rocky than we both expected
oh, definitely, yeah.
for the flat part of the Guyot.
See how tall that is. Those lasers, by the way, are 10 centimeters in the distance between the two lasers. We use them as a scale so that we can measure things.
All right. When you're good.
Yeah, thank you
All
very
right.
much.
You're welcome.
We're full wide.
There's something right below us, pilot. I wonder if we could take a quick peek at this. This brown. This could be a hydrozoan, and they're really beautiful too if it is.
Come on in, video.
Gonna wait and see if the chat's got an opinion as to what we're
All
looking
right.
at.
Come in tight.
Sako Matsumoto says she thinks it's a hydrozoan. Tina says she thinks it looks like a Brachycerianthus, excuse me. I'm not sure what that is, Tina. I assume that that's a type of hydrozoan. I don't know these very well. I'm going to check the guide.
And when you say the guide, you're talking about the OER animal guide?
Yeah, that's correct. Les Watling agrees with Tina. Les has joined us. Thank you very much. And yes, she confirmed that is a
Can you come
type
down a
of
little bit, Sean?
hydrozoan.
You're way high.
So, is that in the family Corymorphidae, Tina and Les?
Just come in. Video.
That's full zoom.
Cereantha's going to put that in my notes. Diva Moon has joined us now too. So we got a bunch of people coming on the chat right now. Diva Moon is in Trinidad. Les Watling is at the University of Hawaii. He's a deepwater coral specialist. He knows a lot about a lot of other animals as well. And Diva is done a lot of work. She's an invertebrate specialist, done a lot of work in the manganese nodule area southeast of Hawaii. We've also been joined by Charles Wall at the NOAA Marine Protected Areas Division.
Let's full frame it.
All right. Should I go in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold that. Come out just a little bit. There you go. All right, when you're good.
Yeah, thank you, pilot. That's
Okay,
great.
come on
All
up.
right.
You might have a fish
over
there
the top,
on
yeah.
right on the.
Where
Could
we
be
s-
another Aldrovandria, but we can take a look.
Come on in, video.
See if it is. Aldrovandia, I think is the way you pronounce
Come
it.
in tight.
You can see if there's scales on the head. We just need to.
Yep, that's an Aldrovandia. I had a brief look at the head, and I don't see scales. Also, large scales along the lower part of the body, which are the lateral line system, the vibration sensing system.
Full wide.
The other genus that we see that has scales on top of the head has smaller scales along the lower part of the body. So this looks like a type that Ken Sulak identifies as Aldrovandia phylacra. I'll spell that out in the chat room. I'll have to look this up, but I think that genus, Aldrovandia, is named after an Italian marine biologist with the last name Aldrovandi.
So what's our?
Oh, thank you, Bruce.
So we should be going what? 220.
Yeah, I'm at 225, so it's pretty close. We can go to
Let's see.
220.
Diva says is now known as Corymorphidae, and Branchiocerianthidae has been synonymous according to worms.
There's
I think
another
that means
fish
that it is in
off
the family Corymorphidae.
right in center now.
It's a
Come on
genus in the family Corymorphidae. Another Aldrovandria, I think. Another halosaur.
Yeah.
Same
That's
fish.
Another
again.
one fit.
Yeah, these could be very common today. Yeah, I think it's the
Okay,
same
coming
guy.
up.
And there's a shrimp. That's the normal color of those type of shrimp. I think it could be an Aristeid, but it was too quick. This is a different sponge, I believe. Or no, is that a dead sponge? Oh, there's a big sea star behind it too.
That is a huge one. If that is
Yeah,
a sea
maybe
star.
we'll take a look at the
Let's
sponge
get the sponge
first.
and let's get a ship move.
Sure.
Come on in, video.
Yeah, Nav, I think 220,
All right, yes,
225.
it is a
Partial.
different
Whatever you want, I
sponge.
think will be fine.
This is in the genus Walteria,
Start with 20.
and it's a, believe it or not, it's a vase sponge in the family Euplectellidae. This one looks most
Sounds good.
closely, it's similar to something we call Walteria CF leucardi.
And that brittle star was bailing.
It should have a what's called a basophytus attachment. It sort of glues itself to the rock there. It's got kind of a little couple of toes of glue, if you will, where it holds onto the rocks, and that's kind of common in the Walteria. Beautiful brittle star next to it. It just came off of it.
Okay, come out, frame it.
And then, Josh, do we have time to get that sea star that's behind it? It's, if you pan up a little bit, keep going a little bit more. There he is.
So there's that
Doppler.
sea star and then the big
Yeah,
crinoid,
the big crinoid.
or Basingid. I'm not sure what it is.
Any chance for a twofer?
We can do both. We're going
Okay.
in this direction, so.
Great, thank you.
That is one big poofy sea star.
Yeah.
So let's do this close guy first.
Okay.
All right, come on in.
That's a partial.
It's kind of a golden color almost.
Yeah, he's a really beautiful colored crinoid. And I'm trying to remember the name of what we think it is. I'm looking in the OER benthic animal guide right now. That's not
Come in
you.
tight.
I'll bet you that one's.
And that's full zoom.
This could be something called Thalmatocrinus. It's a pentametrocrinidae. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 arms. It looks like. Just put it tentatively that it,
Okay, come out a little bit.
it looks like it could be that genus, Thalmatocrinus.
Keep going.
This will be, of course, confirmed
Just a little
by
more.
an expert on these animals. Dr. Charles Messing has been following the cruises, and we've been corresponding about some of the animals the last few days.
All right. Are we good here, Chris?
Yeah, we are. Thank you.
Okay, let's get the sea star coming out.
I think he moved a little.
Yeah, another Aldrovandria there, kind of going slowly. So this is our test to see if Chris Ma is participating
Okay,
today.
come on in.
It's a partial.
Just as a side note about this genus Aldrovandia, I mentioned that it was named after an Italian naturalist.
He's
Just
running
did a
away from us.
little research
We'll
on
lose
that,
lasers.
and Aldrovandi,
Yes.
Ulysses Aldrovandi, was actually a naturalist in Italy in the 1500s,
Lasers off.
in the 16th century, before really the advent of our modern scientific methods. So the name is given in honor of somebody who was one of the very early naturalists, didn't study deep-sea fishes, but studied botany and other organisms.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce.
So I see Diva has the same name down there as you have on your screen.
Yeah, and I've gone a little further. I think this is Hymenaster pentagonalis, but we'll see. You know, Chris Ma is the authority.
Slowly moving.
Yeah, so they kind of walk on these 2 feet. They've got sort of a hydraulic system that
Copy
allows
that
them to
nav.
get around and move across the seafloor. So this is in the family Pterasteridae, but we'll get confirmation on this probably in about 5 minutes from now. Chris Ma at the Smithsonian has a bit of a delay because he's watching at
tight.
home right now. Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, look at this. Now that may open while we're watching it too.
Or not.
Yeah, oh, it's just, I don't know how frequently they open that vent on the top of it. I guess not that frequently. So this is a marvelous shot.
So do those
Yeah.
little bumps have a function?
I don't know. Chris is going to have to answer that if he's watching. There are some of the projections coming out of the corners of them right now. I don't think these are feet. These probably have some other function. You can see his feet right at the bottom. If you can call them, yeah, tube feet, I guess. There he goes, lifting it up. And he's going to put it down again at some point. There's another one. Yeah, it's kind of how I get out of bed in the morning. about at that same rate. Yeah, thank you, pilot. We're good whenever video's finished.
Right, let's frame it up, and then
All right.
a couple seconds of this, and then we'll be on our way. Yeah, we could do another ship move.
Ready?
Right, come on up, video.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Thank you.
Right.
Great. Video's
Thanks,
clear.
Chris.
Yeah, thank you. That was great.
Do you want your lasers on while you drive?
Yes, please.
Copy.
I have a few things
Lasers
growing on
on.
these rocks.
Yes, I was just going to remark that there might be some loose rocks, and we might want to pick one up just to see what this is.
Sure. Got another crinoid, but he's kind of closed up a little bit here on the rock. No idea if it's the same one or not.
Let's do a snap on it.
Yeah, sure, let's not, because I think he could be a little different. Yeah, he is. This could be something that we call glyptometra, but I'm not positive. He's not quite behaving like that genus.
Come in
At least
tight on
from
the
ones
base.
that we've seen before. Oftentimes they're perched on sponges. Their cirri down here I don't think could be described as prehensile. They're thicker and they can't really wrap around several times around a branch. They kind of just perch with the cirri, which is what he's doing now, and then those are the arms coming up off of the body.
Alright, come on out.
So that was definitely different than the other one.
Yep, there's a brittle star or something just to the left of or the right of the fish, too.
Do I snap on this little star here, Chris?
Yeah, if
Come on
it's
in.
star or a brittle star, I can't really tell. It's a brittle star.
It's a partial.
Possibly in the family Ophiuridae, but I'm not positive.
The fish really wants to be in the picture.
Okay, come on up.
Yeah, but I think we have a good idea of what these are now. So even though it's photobombing the brittle star, we don't need to spend a lot of time with the fish.
Yeah.
Hey, pilot, we're kind of on the lookout for a rock since this is sort of our beginning of the dive sample collection usually.
Copy. I could try poking a few of these with my skid.
Some type of anemone or something there on
Looks
the
like there's
left.
an anemone
about
or
to go
something
off
just
screen.
on the left edge
Or
of
is
the.
it a sponge from an odd angle? I think
Come
it's
on
an
in, video.
anemone. Hey, we are getting a lot of animals right off the bat. This is. Yeah, anemone is as far as I can go, and we got a single polyp scleractinium. I don't know if any of our chat room can go any further than anemone. And there's a shrimp behind it as well. Not sure what that shrimp is. It almost looks like a pandalid, but he's got an awful long rostrum. Maybe just put him in the tentative.
Let's see it. One is fine.
Yes.
Thank you, Charles. And then once he sprinted his, then you'll have to throw away yours.
Yeah.
I can't have extra money because that would make it worth less for everybody else, right?
Yeah, it's forgery too, isn't
That's
it?
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure towards who, but. Well, that's a plump enough rock. We're probably good. Oh, look at that. Scott has made it on.
Now.
Yes, he has.
Oh, he is back, folks. Scott.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
there
what?
is a fish in the back there. That's right.
What's the matter with his hair? Oh, it's all sopping wet.
would
That's
you-
what's going on with
Would you
his hair.
bring the starboard swing arm in real quick, just to lay up the
The drops are still
underside there?
dripping off of the
I'm afraid
letters
to
he's
turn it
typing.
like I would
Yep,
normally do,
I'll,
just
I'll
because
get that.
starboard
swing
lower.
arm
It's out.
forward.
Yeah, bring it. Stow it
you mean
first.
stow. Copy.
Stow it. Yeah.
Stowing.
Yeah.
And jump down.
Scott's talking about his
See if we
shoes.
can't
So
light it
Scott
up a
just
little bit.
endured a few days of 25 inches of rain in Louisiana where he lives. Scott France is at the University of
You take that
Louisiana,
camera.
All right.
Lafayette,
Come on in.
All right.
off the internet for a while because they were totally drenched
And
there.
when you're ready, I'll start spinning.
Sounds good.
All right. Here we go. Spin around. That's a pretty good sized rock. And it was like shaped perfect for the jaws. It was like meant to be grabbed.
And I think it's perfect for
Yeah,
the
it was a
port
good
rock
spot.
box.
Yeah, it was. I
Was-
really
was-
didn't
was that
think it was
you?
coming up.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think. Was it me? I don't think so. Anyway,
I don't know either.
I never thought it was going to come free. I'm delighted. It's got a good one.
All
Yeah,
right.
It looked like there was some pieces,
Alright,
some
video's
some
good.
nodules of
That's good.
manganese that sort of got
Thanks.
smooshed by it.
Can come full white.
underneath it.
Thank you.
Full wide.
Look at a nice little feather on top of that
Yeah.
little mound behind it.
Yeah, feather star. Yep. Scott's just talking about his experience the last couple days on the chat. They did not get water in their house, but I think it was kind of close, and others in their town did get
Do you have to
flooding
use the
in
auto
their
close
houses.
feature, or do you want to get
In
it?
their houses.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
can.
it's not a
Or
tropical
I can
storm,
help.
but a storm
I mean,
went through.
doesn't matter.
Let me
Try
try
it.
auto close.
Yeah. See how that goes.
Yeah, we missed you, Scott,
Some
for
deal.
sure.
About to swim in the frame.
Hi, fishy.
He's been hanging out, waiting patiently for us to pay attention.
Yeah, waiting for his turn on camera, huh?
Yeah.
You got a pretty good shot there. Almost don't have to zoom.
Bruce might
Big
end up
roll.
disagreeing with that.
It's a synaptobranchid eel, another one. Thought I saw a different type of eel that was on the left. I think Tina had pointed it out when just before we grabbed that
Arm
rock.
is off. Free to kill hydraulics.
You wanted to bring that swing arm back out.
Yeah, make sure you swing it out. Swing it outboard before you
Yes. Can't
deploy.
give you a
That's the
minute.
word I'm
Back
looking
into
for.
my screen.
Okay. Okay. Where was the fish in
Well, if
question?
we zoom out and just pan left a little bit, we might see it still. He was moving pretty slowly.
No, if you move the camera back up,
Like
he's
straight
swimming
left
above
from where
us.
we are
Oh.
now.
Is that it there?
No, this is a different eel. I don't know, Bruce,
Okay.
if you want another synaptobranchid that's cruising through, or do you want to try that other eel?
I'll pick
you.
up and see what I got here. This guy's not really leaving, so we
Yeah,
can.
I'll
might
go
as
for the one that's cruising through if
Okay.
you can.
There's the other one.
Leaving, so
Where
maybe
is
they
it?
won't be
Yeah,
able to
he's
swim.
the gray thing.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah, and
okay.
he's in a distance a little bit.
There's one here too.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah,
synaptobranchid.
there's
Alright.
two of them in frame right now. I think they want the one that's further away.
His
The
gray
one
one's-
further away
yeah,
or the one rising?
further away because he's behaving differently, and then there's a coral on the boulder after the fish. I think
Okay.
coral forks.
You're lining them up, Chris.
This is
Yeah, we're-
awkward place for Sirius, huh?
It's okay right now.
If you get any more heaves like
That's
that, I
my
suggest coming.
threshold.
Yeah, I think.
Nope.
Yeah, I think this is just
Jeff, how do
another
you feel
conger
about me
eel,
putting up
that
the
it's
deck
different
camera
than
instead of the
Aldervandia or
upper
the
winch?
synaptobranchids
Putting up
we've
what?
been
The
doing.
deck camera.
So
I'm okay.
There's
I'm okay with that.
the right
Just make
bottom
sure
of the
you put it
screen,
back
too.
up.
I mean,
His
When we
dorsal
go to
is
recover.
pretty far
Oh, sure,
forward,
for-
the synaptobranchial eel, Bruce.
Yeah,
About
come on in.
2/3 of the way on the body. Right,
Yeah,
now we're
to the
zooming
hollow
in
a
on
bit.
the congrade eel.
Oh, you already called this one.
No, this is great.
Okay.
This is a partial.
All right.
It's similar to what we saw on another zoom, another fish. That's all.
Feeling heavy. Lifting up a little
I
bit.
bet you are.
Come in a little more.
Yeah, so this is another
Yeah,
conger
I
eel.
got one of these the other day.
Can't tell if it's the same species or not until we see its head. I was wondering if that first tail one that we saw might have been a juvenile, and these might be adult of the same thing.
So you think this could be Bathy Euroconger,
Oops.
is that correct, Bruce? If it's the same thing?
Sinking a lot.
Do you need to pull the pin?
Oops, daisies.
Yeah, that's my guess on that. And again, it looks like the jaws are about equal length. It's got a big, sort of blocky snout and a fairly massive lower jaw, and it's got looks like it has some good-sized canine teeth on the jaws too. So I'm guessing Bathy Euroconger. There is another genus, Chris, as you know, down there, Uroconger, that is, I think, a little more elongate with a really long tail. That's why I asked to zoom across
All right.
the fish back toward the tail.
This is
on
a
the
great
left
shot.
side.
I can hold it
So,
for
yeah,
another
I
second or
think,
two, but I really
yeah,
shouldn't
Bathy
venture off too
Euroconger.
far this way
Okay.
with them.
The
But-
video's good.
It's about the best best headshot I
actually,
think
I'm
you're ever going to
pointing a
get
bit
of
to
one of
port
these eels,
already.
Bruce. That's pretty amazing work with video and the pilot right now.
Are those all the teeth?
Yeah, there's the teeth in there. I mean, it's just a gorgeous shot.
All right. I gotta get back.
Sure. Thank
Okay.
you
Towards
very
middle.
much, pilot, for that.
Yep.
That
Next
I
video.
think
Come on out wide.
provides a lot of hope of being able to identify that at least the
full wide.
genus. And then this coral up here, if we could, if we're not too far out of our way.
Well, that's sort of back towards the way, so
Okay, maybe a quick snap zoom on
if
it.
anything, it's better.
Yeah.
Fish just float in the current. Don't seem to have a care in the world, do they? Just go with the flow. In the most extreme way.
Until a bigger fish comes along.
Yeah.
These are big heaves.
Yeah. We might want to take Sirius away from that a little bit, or
think so.
we need to go head on at it.
That was
Yeah,
my
I
guess.
was
You can come
Copy
in.
that.
You can come in
You
on the
are
coral video.
seriously learning some of these animals. I am totally impressed. In rattling
That's a
off
partial?
names this morning. And
so co-pilot to move Sirius away. Like a 5 or 10 meter move.
waiting to see what the chat room is going to ID for this. Tina's got it to octocoral before we even saw it zoomed in, and Scott
10 meters
goes
to the
to
east, something like
corallium,
that, southeast.
what
right?
CORC is referring to, or corallid, if you will.
So
I'm actually okay right now.
You
I'm
sure?
This could be in the
consistently
genus Hemicorallium.
17 plus meters
Yeah.
away from
I
everything.
could barely hear you,
We're not
co-pilot.
positive though, but I think so.
I could turn you up a little bit.
I was saying
Yeah, that's
it's
great,
okay
pilot.
right now. I'm
Will do for
consistently
science.
17 plus meters
Okay.
away from it.
Thanks, video.
Okay.
But if we get any closer, we might need to do something different.
For full wide.
Yeah, I think that looking at this and seeing our track, it's going to get worse. So if we're going to continue on this,
We should go right into it.
we got to go into it, or we
Okay.
got to step away, get a little farther, and then go into it if that's what they
Well,
want.
we did get that rock, so we can probably
Yeah.
head up.
Or I can just tend up higher
No, we could go
Yeah,
right
well,
into
I,
down here where
I
the
was
Just
just
pointing
about
out that the
15
name
degrees
actually
to
refers to the
25
teeth,
degrees to
the size of
port
the teeth.
of our last move.
Yeah, so
So
I can
Euro
bearing
is
about
tooth, or does Euro
245
mean large tooth?
we'll
Bruce?
be right into it.
245. Okay, I'm going to turn this
Well,
over.
actually, I was giving the common name. The common name for that type of eel is the large tooth.
That's
conger
225?
eel.
That's
The
about
genus
225?
name,
Okay.
That's our last move.
That was our last move. If we want to go dead into it, I think it'd be a little bit more. Maybe another 10 or so.
I'll just get up a little bit here and tend towards the starboard until we get on top.
Sure.
It's not that steep, it seems. So we can do it
That's
diagonally
another,
like they were hoping.
Aldrovandria, and another Synaphobranchid.
Need either one of them?
Guess.
Just,
Yeah,
I
I
was
guess
just
we
getting
could do
back.
a snap
I guess
zoom on
let's go for
these.
the one that's pale.
Yeah, maybe this one drifting in the water. Bruce
Okay,
would like
come
us
on in.
to take a look at
Gonna
that.
lose them soon, so. Pushing up. There we go.
It's a flat snout.
Yeah, and then if we can zoom in on the head, if we could, that'll
Yeah.
be helpful.
Come
We're
in a little
getting
closer,
some-
video.
So stock crinoid, another one of those pro-isocrinus in the background.
They want the head, so I'll push up to the head a little. Whoop, where are you going?
There he goes.
It's going to be
Okay,
difficult.
so this is another Aldrovandia, and it's probably the same species.
You want me to come out?
Aldrovandia
Yeah.
It's just the
It's
color
right there at
is
the top,
a
but he's just
little
going real
different
fast.
reflection of the light.
So we're full wide.
He got enough, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, on that one, thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, we can come
There
out
was
then.
a couple
Yeah, we're
corals
full wide
down
already.
here on the
Nice.
rocks. I don't know if it's possible
Okay, pilots, you ready for that ship
to
move?
take a look at these branched or two branch things.
Let him push
So
out a
There's
little
one
bit first.
stock crinoid, and then
Yeah.
to the right of that maybe, or
Yeah,
farther over.
How about to the right of it? There's actually two colonies that are two branch colonies. They may be the same thing.
Okay.
So
Dropping back down after racing up after the fish.
the crinoid is this pro-isocrinus ruberimus that
Good,
we
Rich.
saw and imaged earlier on. And maybe the one on the right, actually, if you could.
One on
Copy
the
that,
right.
Rich.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one on the right. Because this looks kind of funny to me. I'm not positive what we're looking at here from this distance. I
It looks
think
really
it's-
fat.
We're
I
done with
think it
that.
could
There's
be
a
an icidid, but I
holothorian
can't
in
think of
the
any
bottom right
two-branched
corner right
isidids
now,
that
too.
look
Oh,
like
yeah,
this.
okay. Come on in.
The drill, this is the drill. Man overboard, port side, man overboard, port side. Deck department, report to your man overboard station. Deck department only, report to your man overboard station.
This
So
is a
this
partial.
is a bifurcating primnoid. We saw a gazillion of these probably on the first
I'm
dive we
coming
did
in
on
closer,
the
video,
monument.
just so you know.
All right.
In the monument.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you are?
sneaking in, just
Oh,
so you know.
okay.
You can leave the
I
zoom,
think
but
it's a primnoid, isn't it? No, maybe it's not. What do we say? Yeah, Sako thinks it's a primnoid. Everyone else, Polyps says they look so dense they're fuzzy. Yeah, I would agree.
Looks scaly.
Yeah.
Thought I saw them on it. No, maybe not.
I'm pretty sure it's a primnoid.
about to touch down. And then we can, once I get that touchdown, we can take a lot more zoom.
So Les is throwing out that this could be a good collection candidate. Jeff, are we in any position to consider that?
Yeah, we are.
Absolutely.
What does everybody else think? Sako, Tina,
Ship is stopped.
Abby,
Yes,
Andrea,
thank you.
Bruce, what do you guys think about this as a possible first collection? Asako's trying to count the number of polyps per whirl. Scott thinks we might have collected one of these several dives ago, which we may very well have. We did collect a small bifurcating primnoid, and that may be the reason not to collect it, I would agree. We did not collect one the day we saw so many of these.
Is it all
We
right to
actually
zoom a little
saw
more?
one,
Yeah,
a few of them
for
the
sure.
next day and
Which
grabbed
part?
one.
Are you, oh, is that the
I
max?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
max
okay.
there.
So Scott's got a good point. He thinks this could be one that we already grabbed already on this cruise. So
Just gonna look at deck
maybe
really
maybe
quickly
we'll
on my
pass
screen.
on this pilot. I think people are hoping they're going to see something better.
Okay.
Thank
Right.
you.
Video's clear.
We try not to
Pilot's
do
clear.
duplicates of the same
Workshop
All
co-pilot.
right.
thing whenever possible.
So we're full wide.
Thank you.
What do you think this is up here, Chris?
I don't know what that is up there. It could be. That could be a Norella. I think that's also a Primnoid, like the one that we imaged earlier. It just has an Ophi in it. Another.
This bright red stock crinoids are pretty common here today.
Scott's basically saying that Steve Cairns at the Smithsonian, he's a Primnoid guy. He's sort of speculating the Steam's not happy Scott's got his internet bat. Scott convinced us not to collect that one. Yeah, these look like Norella, possibly Dichotoma. See if we got anything different here that we haven't imaged yet.
All right.
Soon start climbing this hillside, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of these red
Can sort of
stock
venture on
crinoids
this
that
way, I
pull
guess.
Isochrinus around.
How are you feeling? Looks like it's centering
yeah,
up.
pretty good. It's pretty well
235.
centered. Might be a little further to starboard, but
Yeah.
not much. So I'm heaving 5 meters, but I'm well off the bottom. Everything looks okay.
All right. So 235's good.
235 is good.
It's all right if we do a little 235 move, a couple of them here, and then get back centered up on waypoint.
Sounds good to me, pilot.
All right, cool.
It's 30 meters good?
Fine with me, yeah.
Yeah, that should be good.
Copy. Bridge is nav. I'd like to put in a ship move, 30 meters, bearing 235 at 0.2 knots. Sure, it's 30 meters, bearing 235 degrees at 0.2 knots.
Maybe take a little zoom in on this colony below us on
Good
the
copy.
right.
The branched one here?
Yeah, it's pretty much in the middle now.
Okay.
Copy, bridge. Move underway.
Going to turn a little more to starboard for tether management.
No.
No?
Well, okay. You're good where you are.
I have it coming out like that, and I'm heaving below it a little bit.
Your rail's going below it, or your head's going below it?
My head, you can see it in that camera.
So we're currently lining up
So
some
I
of the
just
vehicles.
want to
We're
make
starting
sure
to hill,
that it
starting
looks out
to
well to my side if we're going to
move towards the foot of the actual dome that we were going to climb
All
today.
right, video. Sorry, got a little distracted. You can come in.
So we
No
are
problem.
making sure all the vehicles are aligned to get going here.
You can zoom in if you'd like.
Okay.
Oh, the shaky one. It's always shaking the current.
Let's see if anybody has
I'm stable.
an idea on the chat
Whatever you
what
want
this
to do
might
for
be.
zoom. I can tilt up to a little bit darker spot. There
Move
we
in
go.
a little bit more.
So we're seeing several calls for Primnoid, maybe Norella. Looks very neatly organized. All right, science is probably done right now.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, video, I am.
All right.
Thank you.
We're full wide.
Perfect.
Scott's pointing out that that sort of Crinoid, they saw a fair number of them on a geologist seamounts just south of Hawaii.
How's the tether looking?
It's okay.
Are we waiting for a shipment, pilot?
Yeah, we are a little bit waiting for a ship move.
Thank you.
Got it lined up on 235, headed uphill here.
There's something swimming in the water column.
Yeah,
in
let's
front
look
of
at that
us.
little white guy.
Snap in. Tiny little guy.
That's one of those ones
Isopod.
with the long legs.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, that's interesting.
Backflip, Phil.
He got to the highest point he wanted to be.
Whoa. I didn't know that those were all like legs. I thought that was just one long tail or appendage or something. Guy's crazy looking.
Isopod, according to the chat. Thank you for that.
He's just tossing and turning. All right, thanks,
I guess he
Guyot.
gets up
Yep.
and then he just floats on the current.
Yeah.
So we're full wide.
That was about 8 meters, new record. For the day, anyways.
What's that?
That was about an 8-meter heave. That's a new record for the day.
How's the overboard sheave looking? Does it
looks
seem
good.
to be loosening and wobbling a lot, or is it holding up all right?
On the big heaves, it moves a bit. Doesn't look too bad.
Okay.
The tether looks good.
Seems I have some room, so I'll venture out.
So we still have the same kind of bottom here, large blobby manganese-coated blocks. I'm guessing these are pillow lavas coated in manganese, but it's hard to tell with as much manganese as we're seeing here. Some larger rock formations in the distance. That's sort of the bottom of the hillside that we're trying to climb.
Something in here, whatever
Yeah,
that
there's
is.
something extra dark.
Snap in, see if it's a critter or something else real quick. A stick or something.
That looks like a piece of manganese to me.
Okay. I think I'm happy with that.
All right.
Thanks.
There's a different kind of sponge or something on the right.
Oh yeah, that's smaller. Oh yeah, that's a stocked sponge there.
Oh boy.
I can't see from here
Copy that bridge.
if there's a whip or just a stock on the right behind that. But let's take a quick look at the sponge first.
Good copy.
All right, so you want to
Sounds
quick
good.
zoom on the sponge?
Just do a
alright?
quick zoom, yeah.
Alright.
See what that is.
That's a partial.
Of course, Chris went to lunch. This is our required zoom in on a sponge while he's out eating lunch.
Just about caught up with you.
Thanks.
Stock looks like it's going in from the bottom.
Ship is doing another heading change.
All right.
I'm gonna just say
We'll go
this
for the
is
whip.
a stocked sponge.
Sounds good.
Maybe bolosoma, but who knows? I'm not very good at the sponges
And
yet.
the whip's over here somewhere.
Yeah, there was something there. I couldn't tell if it was a stock or a whip. It might. Yeah, there it is. Oh. Yeah, that looks bright red. I suspect that's one of these stock crinoid stalks.
Yeah, okay. All right, I
I'm
should
right
get
on top
going.
of you now.
Right. Should video come out?
Yep, please. Thanks.
Full wide.
All right.
Roughly lined up with our direction of motion.
Good copy.
And Scott was saying he thinks, given the stock, it'd be a maybe a hexactinella. quite massive rock formations here as we are getting going on the hillside here. So the one that's sort of on the left here has sort of this longer stretched out look. Could be tube lavas. I think on the bottom right might be another corallium. Sort of looking for something we haven't looked at yet. Notice the fish have decided to leave us behind at this point.
That's probably because we're getting away from the soft sediment habitat where there's food for the fishes.
Yeah, I guess they really like the top of that that seamount, that flat part of it where it's a bit more sedimented.
I'll get back to you. Let me just want to check.
Yeah, a lot of the fish that we were seeing, like the Aldrovandia, feed on infauna like polychaete worms and amphipods that bury in the sediment.
Pilots, ship is ready for another move.
Can we look left at that little stalk maybe?
On?
Might be just a single branch of the same thing we've looked at, but...
Yep.
Can get that.
Sure, we can do that. There's
do
something.
A 225.
Thanks, Bruce. Yeah,
off ahead.
That'd be
makes
a little
sense.
bit better towards waypoint. Guys are lined up on that now.
Let's base it a little bit more on the sonar till we get to the top, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Just you don't have to go straight towards the high point, but
Yeah, I like 235 still.
Still, yeah, it looked about the same either way.
Okay.
On the sonar. Bridges, Neff. Put in a ship move, 30 meters, bearing 235 degrees at 0.2 knots.
Come on in, video.
Okay.
Good copy. Move
That's
underway.
a partial zoom.
Thank you.
Sako's asking if this is the same unbranched type of coral we've seen yesterday.
Good copy, Bridge. And just to update you with a bailout, the direction would be 045 degrees. Copy that.
I think we're good.
Okay.
All right, video's clear.
I'm clear.
We're full wide.
All right. I'll push out a little here, and then you want to take the last 45 minutes, Dave?
Sure.
Cool.
There's something on top of the big boulder on the right.
Yeah, could be a sea cucumber maybe there.
Yeah, of course. Dave, I'll get that for you guys in just a second.
We're doing a quick little swap of seats in the front row. So that's why we're floating off a little bit. We'll
And what are we looking at here?
right at your screen bottom
right
might be a sea cucumber.
I think I see that. Am I centered up on it now? Just down?
Just down, yeah.
Yes. Looking at the same thing. Great.
We were looking above your lasers.
Yes, I see that.
Okay.
Video, you can come in on that.
Okay. So that's a partial.
Okay, you can come in further if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm pushing that the wrong way. Is that full?
Yes, that's full.
Okay. Okay, whenever you're good with this.
All right, video's clear.
Getting some consistent major heaves, huh?
Yes, we are.
And we're full wide.
Thank you, video. I'm a bit off to the right, so I'll set her up again.
You can tend towards starboard a little since that's uphill, but
All right.
don't puppy off too far.
Maybe head for that tall stock sponge.
Sure.
How much do you think we have
I
left
think
in
this
this
is
move?
the direction you guys are going, right?
Yes, this is roughly our direction of movement.
Should be coming to an end here right now.
All right.
Copy that, bridge. Move is complete, pilots.
Once he gets this settled and he starts to zoom in, you can
Okay, video, you can come in.
Okay.
start thinking about the next one.
Looking on radar, looking dead ahead of Sirius is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I came off. Sorry, let me get set up for that again.
Be like a 240. 240 co-pilot.
Um,
Or
yeah.
Just continue
Yeah,
240.
So that sponge
240 is
has a
okay.
nice
240 is good.
set of arms
Copy
sticking
that.
out the back. That's probably
Yeah,
a
there's
little.
a couple things on him.
It has a few things. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a crinoid there.
Bridge, this is Nav.
Excuse me.
Probably a spot lobster on the other side.
Like to put another ship move in, 30 meters, bearing 240 degrees at 0.2 knots.
Okay, let's start on the
Copy that.
sponge portion. Video, you can come in however you'd like.
Okay.
Copy that, bridge. Pilots, move is underway.
So that's
30
not
meters,
quite
240.
full.
Okay,
Looking at you 55 degrees.
thank you, co-pilot.
Maybe a little worm there too.
It's blowing around a bit.
Might be easier if I came out some.
Sure.
I think we're good here.
Okay, I'll move down to that crinoid. You can come back in, video.
Okay.
Looking at you 70 degrees.
Copy. Okay, video, whenever you're happy here.
All right. Video's good.
Okay, I need to
We're full wide.
lift off.
And in the chat, pointing out that these other corals sitting around, looks like there's a whole bunch of these branch primnoids. That's a pretty common coral today.
There's 75.
Yes, pushing ahead.
So we're making our way up the hillside here. There's sort of a small little, it's not quite call it a ridge, but it's sort of sticking out of the side of the little dome we're climbing today, and we're trying to make our way up this this hillside. Oh, that's another fish. We're gonna bump into him pretty much.
I'm gonna try not to. Nope. He hit us. Alright, we'll just keep going.
Oh, can we look down? I think I see another sea urchin in the left, just going out of this screen.
Yes, I think I see that. We should be able to do that quickly. Video, why don't you come in on that while I'm still up in the water? I'll try to get a good floating view.
Oh, that's a mushroom coral.
You can come in a little more, but I'm still moving a bit.
Okay, that was definitely not an urchin, but
Pretty
one of
stable.
these
You
mushroom
take a little
corals
more.
again.
Okay. So that's full.
Looking at you, 65.
Copy.
How fast was that last move?
Video, why don't you come wide? I need
Okay.
to start pushing ahead.
All right, I'm back.
We're full wide.
Thank you, Video.
I understand you saw a stock sponge and
How
a
far are
couple
we
of them
from
actually.
The next, or from waypoint 2? Roughly.
About
I just
500.
caught that.
550.
I guess it was a Pseudanthemasis, maybe. I'm not sure if
550.
Tina has weighed in on that. We can get a really good look at it.
All these bounces.
Really? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see it.
I
There's a
don't
little
think-
yellow one here that might be. I think this is new.
Okay, Video, why don't we try this?
Okay. So that's a partial.
You can take a little more if you'd like it.
Okay. And that's not quite full.
So I'm waiting to see if we've got a guest here in the chat room. I have an idea, but it's going to see if some other people did. Scott says it's a classic Paramuracea with an ophiuroid in it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Pilot's Ember should be coming to
A
an
little
end.
broken off base
Thank
next to it. Maybe an old sponge base, hard to say.
Science, are we happy with this view?
Yeah, we are. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Video, whenever you're done.
Okay.
I need to push ahead again.
We're full wide.
Thank you.
Copy that bridge.
That looks like it could be
Up and over.
Beria Oka.
To the left.
Yeah, that sponge to the left
All right.
there. If we could at least get a snap zoom on it to confirm.
All right, Video, let's come in.
Okay. That's a partial.
Yeah. Right.
Any interest in getting a good shot of this, or just move on?
No, actually, this is a collection possibility.
Oh, okay.
Well, what I want to do is I want to ask the chat room. I think I'm
Now,
seeing
could you back us
the
5 meters?
Antipitherian growing
Copy that.
out
Video,
of
why don't you
this
come wide and I'll come in
sponge.
for a landing.
I know that Tina
right, full wide.
Molitsova was interested in that particular Antipitherian that was overgrowing one other sponge. The sponge, I think, is a Pharia, but it's very different than the other types of Pharia. And the question is whether the Antipitherian was near the top of it, because obviously the sponge is too big to collect the whole thing, I guess.
Like to
fit in.
need to back up.
Scott
5
says
meters.
if he thinks it has a Antipitherian and he's in
5
favor of
meters
collection,
bearing
and
060.
I'm pretty sure it does, but we'll zoom it in a
0.2
second.
knots.
Pilot, co-pilot rather, what do you think about approaching this?
The stock on
Does
this
this look like the best
Pharia is
option?
really unusual too.
I would
they
actually
usually
see
don't
those
have
big
stocks
rocks that you're
like
about
that.
to lean into.
That's why I'm
I'd set
wondering
your
whether it
skids right
really
on
is
top
a
of
right on
Pharia
top
or
of those.
something else.
Put the drawer out.
Copy, Bridge.
That's how I would do it, but you can
With the
certainly-
drawer out?
Well, so you can get the drawer out once you're done with the collection.
Got it. Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah.
So if we could get a tight zoom just one more time,
Yep.
just so everybody can
Trying to come
make
in
their
for that.
and make their final decision.
Sort of an awkward place to set down, but I'll,
Sorry.
I'll get in here. Is that the tether, do you think, tugging?
It doesn't seem like the tether's tugging.
Okay.
But I can give you a little to see if that's any better.
There's
That's
a
all
weird
I've got.
Walteria sponge over there on the
We
upper
backed up
left
5
too.
meters. So
Copy.
He's-
I think I'm slipping off.
feel that.
Okay, that should work. Video, you can come in.
Okay. So that's a partial.
We're looking at this fuzzy stuff on it that's over to the left, that feathery.
Fuzzy stuff to the left.
See all that right there that you just
Copy that, Bridge.
on the left
Video, you
side.
can come in as far as
Well,
you'd
I'll
like.
get 5 more, just like that.
And then
I'll try to
a little more
Right
to the
hand
left.
over to
That's a
yeah.
full zoom.
Thank you.
Do another 5 meters bearing 060 degrees at 0.2 knots.
I think this is an Antipitherian. Let's see what people think in the chat
Good
room.
copy.
Alright, pilot, that last move's starting to feel it. It's getting better.
Asako
Thanks,
does
co-pilot.
believe it
Gave
looks
another
like
5
an
just for good
Antipitherian.
measure.
That's one thing we wanted to confirm for sure.
losing my
And
footing
Scott
here.
also agrees that it's Antipitherian. He's voting collect. So I think we are going to
Jeff,
go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
have you do
grab
this.
this.
I'm
I think we have a
struggling to even hold it
consensus.
here.
So
We'll get
how
serious
big,
settled.
how big of a piece
get
of this
down a
do you
little
think
bit
you
and see
could
if
grab, Dave?
See if it's
Just-
tethered, Bob.
Video can come out partial.
Because we want to make
How's
sure we
that?
get some of that black coral. It's a little further down on
Sure,
the
I
colony.
understand. I think we can get. I think we can get at least half of the sponge above where the sponge starts. I mean,
Serious.
above the stalk.
Okay.
I think we can get that, Jeff. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think I didn't look at it when you were landing. Probably grab the whole thing. I don't know. How big is
Do you
it?
think we could?
Since we're looking on end, I'm having trouble judging how long.
Yeah,
it is.
it's fairly tall. I think we
Is it-
could get most of it at least. Yeah, we can get some of that black coral.
Okay, well then that'll work for everybody. I think the appeal on this specimen is not just the sponge, but that black coral as well.
Got it.
So that'll-
It's a lot of down.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what it's
Sure.
taking to pin it?
No, it takes probably less down and a bit of starboard turn. So I'll try that.
The turn won't get saved. You got to do auto heading to
Okay.
turn. As soon as you do it, let go. Let's see it on adjust at that point. Let's see if it holds. Be ready to take out joy. It seems like it's running
the other
off.
interesting
Adjust the
thing
heading
about
still
this
with joy lock on.
sponge is that
Adjust the
Oh,
plane a
I
little
got it.
bit.
Yep.
if this is what we're calling Pharia near Oka erecta, the erect form
we might
of
need
the
another
Pharia
5
near
on
Oka,
that
which is
nav.
more of a bushy form
Just
of,
Copy that.
or why don't you just do 10?
of the sponge. We've
Just walk
never
off here.
seen the erect form with the
Bridge is net.
Antipatherian in it. We've seen it with the smaller bushy
I could
ones.
do 10 meters
we've
bearing
never
060
seen it,
degrees at
with this
0.2.
variety.
This seems
So that
stable.
also makes this a unique collection, I think.
I know it's a lot of down.
Yes.
Copy
So
that.
with 60% down, if your toe does come free for some reason,
We're gonna go
you're
right down that. Yeah.
you got nothing else below you to catch you.
So I should try less.
So, Pilot, this sponge is likely going to
less
be very
down.
brittle, just to give you a heads up. It's
That's
not going
good
to
for a tricky
squeeze very
grab.
nicely. It's going to
Okay.
break up.
Thanks for the heads up.
So Pilot, just let me know if you want me to zoom in or out or anything.
All right.
Copy,
yeah.
Bridge.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's gonna need that much. Actually, no, I screwed up.
All right. Well, land down below where it's more comfortable for
Okay.
you, and we'll take off and do the drawers in the air. The problem is I knew it was a brittle grab,
Ah.
so
Should I come full
I
wide?
don't know if you're going to be able to hold
yeah,
it
come
and fly.
a little wider.
Yep, we're full wide
I don't know
now.
if you're going to be able to hold it and fly away. So I think you really got to be able to open drawers from where you land. So if you can figure out some
I'll
way to
try
land,
that again.
you might get just your port really stable on that one rock,
Oh, come around from
rather
the
than
side.
both. Yeah. And that might make it more comfortable. I'll
It's a
bring
little
that
bit of a difficult place where
Port
the
lower.
sponge is. That's where we're kind of
Inboard.
working out
Let's
how
go.
to get in there to grab this
Outboard.
thing.
outboard and stow, just in case.
Take the time to do my regular announcement. You're looking at a live broadcast from the Deep Discover remotely operated vehicle. This vehicle is
See if
deployed
this is-
off of
that's
the
any more
NOAA ship
stable for you. There isn't that
Okeanos
much current,
Explorer.
right?
We are currently on a seamount that's
Steve
south
is-
of Wake Island, about almost
So
200
much.
miles south of Wake Island in the Wake unit of the Pacific Remote Islands
What's the wind
Marine
at,
National
Nav?
Monument. Our current
Can't quite
depth
see it.
is
15?
1,241
Pushing 18.
meters.
It's been
Pushing 18.
fluctuating.
At this depth, the
between 19
temperature
and
is
20.
3.9 degrees Celsius, and our dissolved oxygen is 2.2. If
you
you
think that would
are
leave you
joining
room for
us
the
from
door
one of
to
the
open?
aquariums that are broadcasting the live feed, such as the Maui Ocean Center on the island of Maui in Hawaii, or the Waikiki Aquarium, or a San Francisco Exploratorium,
Yeah,
Long
see,
Beach,
kind of close to that wall
Aquarium
there,
in the
huh?
Pacific at Long Beach, welcome and greetings. I
My
hope you're
video's
having a
gonna
good,
switch out.
Okay.
good day at those aquariums. What you're looking
Yeah,
at right
you're just
now
gonna have to try to
is
get that tricky land
manganese
without so much down,
crusted
just in case
rock, which we think
does
is
take off
volcanic
and
rock,
be ready to
and we're
index
also
out
looking
and
at a glass
the rock
sponge
off. And
that
if
we're
you've
about
only got
to
30%
collect
down, you're not going to race around so
because
much.
it's a glass sponge
if you
that
can
has
hold it with
what appears to
roughly
be
30.
a unique black
Or
coral
40.
growing
40's okay.
up
40's
I'm
amongst
gonna
it.
keep it here. 44.
Let's see how far the draw will go.
Also
How's that
has a
sound?
brittle star on
Before
it
you
as
grab
well,
just
so
in case.
got a
You ready?
couple things that are
Ready.
depending on
Extend
the
slow
sponge.
here. Just help me watch that manip cam. Make sure it's not going to bump.
To get off the bottom a little ways where perhaps they can filter a little more efficiently.
It's a little close.
Is that open enough? Or are we too close?
It's not quite open enough. But that probably is. I think you're okay. I think you're
Okay.
going to be able to do it. Yeah. So I'll retract slow here. So you can go for it. Okay.
Okay.
Pilots, we have no biosamples.
I assume you want
Yeah,
to go port box.
I would like to go port, yes.
Okay. I'll retract.
So the
both
Okeanos
pins.
Explorer has a unique operating
Set the port.
method
Ooh,
here
yeah,
in
so
that
this is
there's
a lot
two
better.
scientists on board, myself, Chris Kelly from the University
Thanks,
of
Nav.
Hawaii, and
That's way
Jasper
happier.
Contour, the geologist. I'm serving as a biologist.
Okay, so I'm going to come in
He's a geologist.
from
He's
the
with
right side,
University
go
of
under
Hawaii.
it.
So there's two onboard
it, hold it,
scientists, but then
lift it
we are
up.
joined via
So,
telepresence by a whole bunch
with
of
a-
people on
with it
shore
being
that are
brittle,
watching
you're
right
gonna get
now
closer, you're gonna
and
see how brittle it really
contributing
is.
either
But with it
on
being
the
brittle, you
audio
might not
or
be able to
via
actually
text messaging into our chat
squeeze it
room. And
so
these
much.
include Diva
Yes,
Amon
you're gonna have to
down
hold
in
it sort of
Trinidad.
softly.
Okay.
Right now was
if it is brittle,
University of Hawaii,
will likely
Abby Lapointe
break.
in the
Where
University
it's
of
gonna break.
Hawaii, Andrea Quattrone,
Okay.
but
So I just want to
Harvey Mudd
line up-
low
College,
grip force feather.
Masako
Yeah, line up
Matsumoto
the
from
coral
Cheetah
cutters just in
Institute
case.
in
Get close
Japan,
and start
Bruce
closing and
Mundy
see if
from
it's gonna
NOAA Fisheries
snap or
Science Center
if
on
it's soft,
Crinoid
you can
Island,
just
Charles Wall
grab
of
it,
the
and
Marine
if you
Protected
can, I'll bring
Division,
up
Marine Protected
HT2
Areas Division
here.
in NOAA. And
Or the
we also have
pilot.
Les Watling
Pilot
from the
looks like.
University of Hawaii, Michael Vecchione from the Smithsonian, Scott France from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and Tina Molitsova from the Shirshov
Yeah, see that
Institute
sort of dead
of
section? I don't know how
Oceanology
long it
in
is, but if
Moscow.
it's possible.
The
So all of these people
the stalk.
specialize
Yeah.
in
near the top of the stalk.
some of the animals here
Yeah,
in deep
it
water.
might be better to just
So we
snag
get
it at the stock.
a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
help,
what
and
I
the
was
whole
thinking.
model
Hold the
that
stock.
the Okeanos operates under
Okay.
is dependent
Okay.
upon the onshore community
Is that a
to
good view
provide
on the pilot?
guidance and
A little lower
help with
would
the
probably be more
identification
helpful.
of the animals.
That's good. And I have that and my manips.
And I'm zoomed in a little.
Now I think looking at the right of the manip monitors, I think I need to get it up a little bit into the sponge. That looks pretty long, doesn't it?
I think, well, I have trouble telling. I think you'll be okay,
Okay.
but
All
All right.
I'm back to.
I'm ready then. Do I have hydraulics spun up?
So we are going to
check.
collect the sponge.
maybe not enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, great.
So this
Bring
sponge
the arm
has
up.
also got the Antipitherium
Got a
growing in it,
twitch.
which Tina had made a request for, and
Just
others made a
make
request
sure I
for a few
remember
days
where
ago that we didn't
the
get.
block
We
is.
didn't
Oh,
see
okay.
another one. So
So we're getting a 3-fer here.
yeah, the brittle star, the sponge, and the Antipitherium.
Let me check my grip force. Yeah, I'm going to set that to 2, I think.
That's good.
So did you rattle off the name that the videographers were bringing up about the seamount, or is Scott talking about last dive seamount?
I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't say anything about the name.
Scott, I hope you're not referring to last dive seamount, because that wasn't real popular with the ROV crew for obvious reasons. Not just
Maybe he's talking about batfish.
Well, it wasn't
yesterday.
batfish.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, but this one, somebody suggested one of the Olympic contestants, Simone.
There were 2 Simones that apparently won today or contested today.
Yeah.
Competed, not contested.
Kind of honoring the Olympics.
This looks about right.
So none of these seamounts has been
yeah.
named, so we try to come up with
I'm going to try to go
sort
in
of
a little further
just a
and a
fun
little lower.
name.
Yeah, you
for a
might.
temporary fun name.
Yeah, definitely a little further and a little lower.
What was
I
that
don't
called?
think
What
it's
do you
gonna
want me to
float, so I
Oh,
think
yeah,
you're
okay.
with it sort of
Sponge
pointing
with,
back like that.
you
I think
can-
you're going to be all right. You'll be able
You
to
can put
sort of get it
Antipitherium
close.
or black
And
coral.
mostly in the box and let go
And
of the
the
rest.
sponge is actually a
It'll fall
Faria, if you want a Fariad, if you want to actually put a official name in there with it, but that'll work just for the field ID here, for the SCS snapshot.
Does that look good?
You can start closing slow and make sure everything lines up, but it's pretty close, yeah.
Oh, there you got it.
Hold there, hold there.
Just came
Oh,
right
look,
up.
he's got it
Stop
by the
squeezing.
stem, the whole
You
thing.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the stem looks like it's almost hollow. It just
I'm gonna
separated
extend
before
the
you
door
even
when
close
you're
the
ready.
manipulator.
Standing drawer, port should be open. Let's hope.
Scott would go for calling it post-deluge seamount.
Boxes
The
open.
deluge being in Louisiana, but still.
Okay, you're open. What view do you want? You want me to run this over to the box?
Yes, that would be helpful.
You know, too bad we aren't still in the
Split it
Mariana.
now. There you go. How's that?
Marianas, because
That's
we
good.
could have
Can
called
you
it
open more?
Nip cam
drenched
here?
in the trench.
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, why don't you put Port Manip there?
Port Manip.
Drenched in the trench seamount.
Yeah.
That's helpful, thank you.
Awake seamount.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep. That applies more, I think, to Osako and
Can
Tino.
you open
Tino
Yeah.
in
the door more,
particular
or
is
do you think it doesn't want
I
to?
think that's as far as it goes.
really early
Okay.
morning.
So,
Well, you can
I think she's gone to bed, actually. Tina was on for a while, really late at night.
Let's see.
She's trying to get a few hours of sleep.
okay.
So
should I
if you,
go for
if you
outer?
leave your jaw like that, and as you come in, just turn it down and it'll fall in. Yeah, like that as you're coming. And you don't have to point your wrist so far. See how you've got it
Yeah, I got my wrist kind
far
of
right.
up.
I think that Ophi is about to jump ship.
Well, he's going to jump ship right into the box. Hopefully.
There's something else in there too. Is
Oh,
that one
you
of those
got-
little jellies?
You got a jelly on there.
Do I have a
On the
forefront?
right, on the top near the actual
little bit
grabber,
longer.
there's a red blob. Yeah, here.
Should,
know what that
should I
is.
be going for inner or outer?
What's that?
Outer box?
Oh, sorry. This would be. It doesn't matter. Whatever one you want to go to here. I'm going to switch your cameras on you real quick. You ready?
Yes.
Sorry, I switched the wrong monitor.
That's a much better view.
You want HD2? Might be
That's fine if you.
that's fine, you said?
Either one, just as long as you bring it to the box. Okay.
In the wake of the flood seamount. Thanks, Bruce.
I think I need to come up higher. Oh no.
Oh.
It broke.
Where is it headed?
You caught it in the. Oh no, is it falling
I
through?
Can't get that. Well,
Well, you can put what you have in there.
keep what I have. All right.
That's, you've got some live sponge and some black coral, no brittle star or. Oh,
This is
That
falling
stump,
apart as I
stump was
rotate it.
really brittle. Got a little piece. Did it?
Nope,
Oops, it
missed.
Okay.
Did
Well,
it fall?
would you like that?
Did it fall through, or did it fall on the
put what you
little
have in
mesh?
there, and then we can.
Put what I have? Okay.
Actually, it's sitting currently on the drawer of the vehicle. We can't see it on our cameras yet, but we can try backing up a little bit and see if that sort of blows it forward, or whatever pilot thinks is good.
Scott he's on a roll this morning with his.
That's fine.
Yeah, he's built up this big batch of bad jokes. We've been able to release them
As we were going.
we were going along.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna retract to draw real slow.
But
Okay,
he's a
I'm clear of
builder.
it.
I don't want to coax the sponge to anything we don't want it to do by going too quick.
Of course,
Yes,
Scott.
we are.
The drawer's very big, so it might still be there. So
Is there any
leave the
chance
arm
we
alive,
can find that piece, or
Okay.
do you think it's gone already?
sort of get it off out of the way, or you can turn it off, but we'll leave hydraulics spun up. And hopefully, if you back out a little, it will slide forward on the drawer, and we can try to finagle it if they want that.
All right.
If they want to
Try
spend the
that.
time. Watch lead co-pilot.
Roger, co-pilot, go ahead.
So it's the sample's currently on the drawer of the vehicle. So we can try to finagle it off of the drawer and into the box if you want to spend the time.
It looks.
Well, it's it's back there behind. So he's going to back up and blow it up forward, and then try to re-grab it.
Where's it, Jeff?
Yeah.
It's you can see it. You can see the
Where is it?
behind the Zeus. I think is right there. See that? Zoom in right there. Towards the left a little. Or is that a rock below? Well,
No, I
it blew
thought
in
I
and landed
saw-
right there on the. The
It looked
smaller
like it
piece went
had-
below, but the big
Yeah.
piece went into the vehicle and down.
Boy, I don't know. This has the looks of it taking quite a while just to do this.
Yeah.
I
If it's
agree.
easy, if he backs off and it blows out, maybe we could try it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't
I'll
really
I'll
work
come
at
up.
it.
There is
We'll
there is
see
the
what
smaller
happens.
piece that fell that's right there on the rock as well. So whichever.
Yeah, the small piece might have enough of that black coral. We could get a better look at that.
So I did get the middle section that I grabbed. Both the top and the bottom broke off, but
Yeah, that fin was incredibly fragile. It almost looked hollow to me. You know, I was surprised the way it broke off before you even had closed the manipulator on the colony.
yeah. Can you bring normal cameras back, please? So I believe this is the bottom part.
Yeah.
I've not seen it yet. So
It's pretty short. It's
Lasers
a
on it.
couple few inches.
that might be pretty difficult to reacquire, wouldn't you think? It
I
was only a
agree.
couple inches. So yeah, let's go ahead and pass on this one. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe we'll see another one. There's a chance. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just gonna get stable and stow the arm. And then we'll move on.
I've been looking at the monitor, not the chat.
Yeah, that's
So,
better that way, I think.
uh,
The chat is not doing well this morning.
I just wanted, since Bruce Mundy mentioned something about corn, Warren, one of the, I think he's an able-bodied seaman on the ship, came up to me the other day and told me that his parents are watching and they loved the stupid,
Yeah.
corny
I
jokes that we were
having
firing
trouble
off, and to
perceiving
keep it
where
up.
Wrist
the
up.
arm is.
So you guys are in
Wrist up,
trouble.
boys.
We've had,
Just a
we
bit.
actually had
Yeah, start elbow down.
confirmation that people are out there that
That enjoy this.
enjoy stupid jokes too.
More of the same.
So if you just push this down while keeping that plane the same, just like that, it'll sort itself out.
Ah, that's better.
Yeah, see that?
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
And the whole thing is off.
Hey Nav, how far do you think that blue lettering is that the sort of the course track is pointing to? Yeah, right there. How far is that distance roughly?
1 second. It's roughly 140 meters.
Okay, so
Inboard.
just about 140 meters till we're at the first sort of point of leveling off, and then it's sort of
We might want to get a little distance under us. We haven't,
yeah,
we
exactly.
haven't gone very far today at all.
Copy that. Watch leads as soon as we
Okay.
stow this arm, we'll put another move in.
Okay, thank you.
Disable valve packs and spin it down. HP disabled. Nice work.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Sirius view, it does look like there's a sponge over there.
Yeah, different.
Okay,
side of
pilots,
the
our last
sponge.
heading was
Up there.
240. We backed down about 20 meters. Do you want to continue
Let's
going in that direction?
Let's let him get out.
Let me get out
At
ahead,
least
and then
centered
I
a
think
little,
we'll
'cause-
probably want to do that, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the corallium we saw earlier as we were coming up the wall.
We saw one while you were eating too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. And another one of these Norella, it looks like.
That's a craggly thing. Is it one of the purple ones?
No, they will skip the little scraggly junk on the bottom and look for a little bit better targets.
All right, well, we're going to push ahead and start covering ground.
Okay, thank you, pilot.
All right, we can get that going there, Nav.
I
Copy.
see something
Bridge is now.
potentially interesting over here.
Yeah, they were checking that out.
Whoa!
Oh, there we go. Nice.
That's the one that we saw.
Thought you might be interested in
That thing is big.
Stand by,
Yeah,
actually.
looks like we're getting a lot more animals on this one. So this is in the genus Poliopogon.
Video, you can come in if you'd like.
It's like one of those
I'm just going to stay floating.
backyard little fireplace size things.
Watch leads, this is Nav.
Roger, Nav, go ahead.
I was about to put a ship move in. Is there any chance we'd be sampling the sponge?
No, we won't be sampling
Copy
the
that.
sponge, thank you.
Bruce puts the sponge in really big letters.
30 meters, bearing 0, or I'm
Like
sorry,
Les is
bearing
signing off. Thank you,
240
Les.
at
With you.
0.2 or 0.2 knots.
That is big. Wow.
So the corals are picking up as we get up on, as we move up slope here. Definitely, it looks like they are corals and sponges.
Would you like any details on this? Or just
No,
keep
that's
going?
okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
45 degrees, there's your happy zone.
Yep.
Out in the middle of that, so.
I have to move well to the side to make sure I don't hit this.
So this
And a big
coral
coral.
colony, yeah, let's look at this coral colony.
The
This
the
is,
big one to the
Yeah,
right.
the big one.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. This is something different.
I know what it is.
And where would you like to start on this?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a primnoid. Basically, right where you are right now would be fine.
Sure, we'll just frame it. I came off the bottom a bit. Trying to get set up better, then we can get a couple zooms.
Yeah, so Asako Matsumoto thinks it looks similar to the one we sampled a couple days ago. And Asako, I would agree, it does look similar to that one. They had the sea star on it. I think that's the one you're referring to. And that was in the monstrous coral dive at Seamount where we saw a huge corallium.
Video, let's come in. Sure, you can do whatever you'd like.
Yeah, so Scott's pointing out that, well, we actually collected several the last couple, a number of dives ago. One of them had these weird berries, clusters of polyps. That was very unusual. And then we collected one that didn't, but it had a sea star on it. That was feeding on it. This one has got a brittle star on this one. You know,
All right.
real question is whether this is in the genus Calyptrophora or Paracalyptrophora or something altogether different. I don't think it's an Arella. getting really nice shots of the polyps. Somewhat reminiscent of Calyptrophora angularis, and some of those
Heading's
actually
getting yanked, like
can
15
have more
degrees
than
on
one
or something.
sort of lyrate
Heave.
branch.
You're
Sako's noticing
you're
this
still
is
sent,
4 to 5
you know,
polyps
closer to
per
middle than
whirl.
you think, but my camera's angle's at 40 degrees right now.
Copy.
There's 240. That's the head of track
Yeah, I
right
think-
there. That's what you
I
look
think
like.
we're good
normal.
from science whenever video's ready, pilot.
Okay, video whenever you're ready. Sure, I'll tilt down a bit. This is big. Sure, kill lasers, co-pilot.
Lasers coming off.
Thank you.
My laser's button no longer lit up.
Yeah.
One thing that's really important in trying to identify these deep sea corals is how the
Right.
how
So
the
up that
branches
way is
are,
240.
or basically how it's branching. This type of form we're looking at here is what we refer to as a lyrate form. Basically, there's some lateral
Pilot's coming
branches,
to
and
the end
off
of
of
that
these
ship.
lateral branches, you
Thanks,
have
Sam.
rows of almost
I'll
vertical
try
branches
to force
coming
my
up.
heading right a little bit to catch you because my
I'm
it
coming
makes
back
so
to
much
you.
port. Oh, it's mostly,
And
mostly
that's
the
in
heaves
contrast
that are
to
doing
some
it
of the
me.
forms you're seeing of these smaller primnoids. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in the distance there.
And
Some
we're
palm
moving
trees
right
there.
for it.
Yeah, some big stuff.
I'm facing
That looks really
250
tall.
right now.
Yeah.
Just to,
Sorry.
the offset
I was
so
not
bad.
expecting to
I'm trying
find a
adjust.
whole lot of corals on this mound.
Mm-hmm. You had such low expectations, and
Alright,
look at this.
Yeah, let's
Bring
skip
her
the
back around,
cones.
240.
Let's skip the cones and go to the mounds. from
Yeah.
now on.
Farther port if you want,
Oh, that's
or if you would.
scraggly
Okay,
whip or something.
there's-
Yeah, so we've got
I'll
this
try.
tall whip is something we haven't seen
Go
before.
for the whip.
And
think I
that
can go
big,
to that,
huge
yes.
sponge in the background, we haven't seen one of those on this dive either.
Yeah, both of
Okay,
those are
we'll
good.
come for the whip.
Good things to go for.
And before we even get to the whip, you see this pink one that's in front of it?
Right at the base?
Yeah.
Sure, we
I
can
wonder if
come
we
in on
get a
that.
quick snap zoom. It could just be a corallium, but trying to make sure it isn't a paragorgia. We haven't documented that group.
Okay, video, come in partial on this. You can keep coming in if you, why don't you hold there?
Okay, that is corallium, so that'll do it whenever video's ready. I was hoping it was something else. Okay, so now we're looking at
Let's
this
look
whip.
at the whip.
See a Ritogorgia magnispiralis in the distance too.
Video, you can come in. We'll move up it a bit. I'm going to try to get a darker background. I'm going to try to get a darker background.
They're waiting for Abby Lapont to comment on this one. Looks like it's got the wider band similar to the other day.
Copy.
And right now we're having a little bit of a watch change going on. I say wider bands, wider nodes, excuse me.
Video, is this full? Okay.
Bridge RV now. Confirm bailout 045. Thanks, Bridge.
Yeah, Scott's suggesting B-clad, and Scott, that's what Abby was calling these whips or unbranched bamboo corals that had kind of the thicker black nodes on her the other day. So. I think we're good from science there, pilot.
Okay, video, please come out.
Oh, excuse me. No, we're not good. Can you zoom on the tip of it, please?
The very tip,
Yeah,
yes.
the very
Come in,
tip.
video. Oh, there's something else there. Try to get that stable. Okay, there it is.
Abby says she just came back from lunch and thinks it might be another bee too.
Trying to come back up on that slowly. Yeah, why don't you come out a bit while I center that up. And come in. Keep coming in as far as you'd like. Zoom in again. Science, is that good?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
Great.
Sorry, I was trying to spaced on the name for this thing. I was trying to find it in the guide. And, oh, maybe it's the very first one. I skipped it. The Agina citria is what we think this thing is called. This little predatory jellyfish that tends to attack corals, like bamboo corals. It's in the family Aginidae. Yeah, so, Pale, could we get a look at the sponge over to the left when we get a chance? There's a little Iridogorgia magnispiralis right to the
Hey, watch
the
this.
right.
Yeah, we can take a look at that. We're just changing out our pilots real quick, and then we'll get them to.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
We're seeing some
They wanted
Chrysogorgids
to
showing
check
up
out
here
that
on the
guy
bottom
on the left
too.
there, I
So we're
believe.
starting to get
Left sponge, copy that. Situated.
Yeah, good morning, Sean.
Morning, Washleads, how are you?
I'm doing well. Do you
So,
want to introduce your front row there when you get a chance?
yeah, I would love to. So, we all work for Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration. I'm Sean Kennison, sitting pilot right now. To my left is Levi Unima, a sitting navigator, and to my right is Andy Lister, sitting co-pilot. Then we have Tara Smithy. You can't see her, but she's in video right now. In the back row, we have Art Howard clipping.
And we've got Chris sitting over here to my left, too.
Keeping an eye on everybody.
Yeah.
Pilot direction of movement is 240.
And of course, the two of us in the back row
Copy
as well.
that now.
Both me,
I'm
Jasper
stationary right
Conter,
now,
and
pilot, so,
And
your ship
myself,
is, I'm
Chris
over you,
Kelly, we're both at the
Ship
University
is
of Hawaii.
stationary as well,
And we're
pilot.
serving as the biology and
So once you
geology
push out,
science leads.
We can get a move in.
This is-
Copy that.
They picked up a
Let's
couple
stop Bram
samples.
stuff on there.
Yeah,
Kind
I
of want to
don't
make
You
a
have
little
video.
know.
Do you want to
around.
come on in?
yeah, just let me know if you like your light situation or if you want it changed.
Copy that.
Flock.
I think it's good.
I don't know.
You're fine.
call it a bacterial mat and move on.
It's calm.
I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's stuff that's getting
Down
trapped
here, at least.
in the sponge.
As it floats
Yeah,
by.
video. Go for it.
Or it could be some dead matter from the sponge. Not really sure what this stuff is. It's a beautiful view of the detail. This is a glass sponge, but this is a sponge that actually has fused a lot of its microscopic parts together and now is forming a rigid skeleton. So that's quite stiff and brittle. And you can't even really see the individual spicules anymore on it. They're just, they're all enclosed, encapsulated in a mass of silica that it's secreted all around the spicules and to fuse them together. So I think this is something called Tritopleura. And Scott thought there was something at the very top. Maybe he thought it was this brown stuff that's now dead. Could have been some other sponge that landed on it. And I don't really know. But yeah, that's great. Thank you, Sean. Whenever video's done.
Copy that.
Had a little gasper, or maybe a pagurid on it.
Did you say you wanted a wide shot?
Say it again, Copilot.
No, Pilot, I was talking to video.
Oh, sorry.
I think she said she wanted
Sure.
All right, watch leads. Anything else in the area that you're
you
curious
could do
about?
a snap zoom on the Iridogorgia.
Right in the back there?
Yeah.
Copy that.
And before you do that, there's a little sponge to the lower right, and this is the one that we may have lost trying to collect it last time. I just wanted to see if there was any Antipitherians in it.
Copy
We
that.
were trying to collect it for that purpose.
Is it this one right here?
Yeah, that's it.
Copy that.
I'm not seeing them on
All right,
it.
video, you want to come on in?
It's the same sponge, but
It's a nice urchin on the ground below it too.
So this one does not have the Antipitherians on it, so this makes it not a particularly interesting collection option. So yeah, thank you, Pilot.
Copy that.
Yeah. That's a little urchin sitting below it.
Do you want to zoom on the urchin?
No, I think so.
Where was the urchin?
It was in the sandy patch underneath it. It looked similar to the one we already saw.
Oh, that's the Aspidodiadema with the long...
Well, that's easy for you to say, but yeah, it looked like the same one.
So this very fluffy coral in front of us that's looking like it had a bad hair day. This is Iridogorgia magnispiralis. It's very common down in these depths. Looks like it's got a little squat lobster crab in it. I think it's magnispiralis. At least we can go to Iridogorgia as the genus. Yeah, but you're right, Bruce. You absolutely butchered the spelling on that urchin. You didn't do so bad. He's got one letter out of place, no problem. Just giving him grief because he made that corn joke about my jokes. So.
Yeah.
All right, video, you want to come on in?
And there is it's a squat lobster? Maybe it was a squat lobster that was to the left a little bit. That's a beautiful shot.
Over there, that little orange guy.
It's a little orange thing. I thought it was one of those. It is one of these little jellyfish that's feeding on. This is the angina that's feeding on an Iridogorgia now too.
Not that picky, I guess.
Yes. Copy that panning. There we go.
That's one spiny guy.
Yeah, so some type of a crisis of chirostylid, I think. I'm not sure. I better check on that. Yeah, it is a chirostylid. It's probably something possibly in the genus Gastroptychus. Okay, we're good, pilot. Whenever video's ready.
Copy that. Yeah. Do you just want the whole thing, or? Yeah, copy. Do you want where it connects to the ground?
Yeah, Up the Coral Bloggers is going to be very limited, Scott.
So he does have a point. I was actually thinking that this little jellyfish, you know, is pretty soon, if we see more of these things, with, like on a beautiful Iridogorgias, eating them, then I'm going to switch from being considering sea stars to be the villains of corals to this little jellyfish being the primary villain of corals. It's remarkable that a jellyfish that tiny can just land on a coral and just start feeding on individual polyps.
Capella, can you get my lasers off?
Sure. Lasers come on.
Thank you. Anything here, Washleads?
No, not right in front of us. I think we've got most everything.
Nab, do you want to get a ship in?
Absolutely. Thinking 30 meters, bearing 240.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
240. Yeah.
Once we
Okay,
get
put
to
it
the
in.
top of this ridge, we'll turn.
Bridge, RV nav.
Sounds good to me.
Ready for a ship move. 30 meters, bearing 240 degrees at a speed of 0.2 knots.
So there's sort of a base sponge to the left.
240.
I don't know if that's too far out of your way. Kind of looks like a horn or
good copy.
something.
Yeah, I can make my way there, Washleads.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, pilot.
Yeah, go Pat.
You see this,
Dead again,
loop
but
there?
it's a different
I
one.
don't want to hold that tight.
Copy that. Actually, Washlead, give me 1 second
I just want to make
before I
sure
get
that it's-
there.
Sure.
Just doing a little
Nope.
tether management.
A lot of primnoids here. We think these are.
Moving to shade. Thank you, Bridge.
Right.
Yeah, Andy, I think it might be because you're looking down on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
How about this one? Is that one of those lyrate
I
ones
just want to
again?
make sure it's not going
Yeah,
like that.
I've been looking
Yeah.
at those. At some point, I think we're
It's hard
going to
to
need a
tell.
closer view
Can I
of one
lose
of
you for
those.
just a second?
Look at it in the D2
Yeah.
tether cam. It's gone up. Bottom left.
Oh, yep, there it is right there. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
All right, and after this, there's a coral behind it, and to the right of it,
It's the
that
second one.
is,
Yeah.
I think, our first purple
See it
coral.
there.
Copy that.
And we may want to collect that purple coral too. We didn't quite grab one of these the other
All right,
day.
video, come on in. The one right behind, you want to
Yeah.
collect?
So
Copy
we'll
that.
see if the chat's interested in that.
Copy that.
This looks like a dead Dictyolis sponge. I think we saw another dead one earlier. This is in the family Euplactelidae. I don't know. So chat room, we've got this purple, probably a Victor Gorgia in the background
video.
here, and there was some discussion about collecting one of these on a seamount a couple days ago. Is there still interest in? Yeah. So Scott's already weighing in on this. He would support a collection because he doesn't think we've
Yeah, Copa,
collected
look at the tether
any
cam
of
now. You can
these.
see the second
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
See what it's doing?
Yep.
Copy that, Washleads.
Capstone lead on a capstone cruise. Excuse me.
I'm going to make my way there, Copilot, but you should come with me.
Yeah, that should be over here
Is that turn just hanging up at the football? Is that what you think's going on?
Yeah, do you see the second football?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I wonder if we could, because right now he's got, ROV has Nick, was it positive?
Asako or Abby or any of
Maybe
the
go
others
over to
on,
negative half, I don't know.
you feel this would be a good?
Either have
Okay,
Sirius flip
Asako
around.
also voted. She's voting to collect.
Does it look pretty bad right now?
It looks like it could get bad if
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe.
Let's take care of that.
You don't want to get anywhere near that.
Can you drop a
minimum
target real
radius.
quick?
Copy.
Nav, drop a target real quick. Hey, Washington, we're just going to take one moment to do a little tether management. We dropped a target. We'll be right back to this specimen now.
Sure, thanks. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, so they're
I'm going to back up a little.
they're going to just pull off briefly, and they're going to do what's called a little
Should
tether
look down.
management. And then they're going to come right back
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna
this.
take you off screen for just a second, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a turn to port.
Turn to port.
We'll double check that as you get closer. Need some light on there.
Hey, Chris, do you have me?
I have you, yeah.
Yeah, do you care if we take this, do a turn? Or are you against that? Or should we just
I'd
watch
like to
it?
get another look at it.
Yeah.
We just need
I'm
some light
backing
on it
up
right
too,
now. We don't-
so we're going to...
Yeah, you're moving it off screen the more you come towards it.
Yeah, do you want to look down?
Yeah.
Take me off real quick, see if you see it.
Stand by one.
I'm as far down as I can go.
So Asako is suggesting the colony morphology is a little different.
Is ours?
Maybe
Hey, Nav,
from
ship
the
stopped right now?
From what we've seen before.
stop.
It looked bigger and maybe a little bit more
Bridge over
sparse.
nav.
yeah, a longer stock to
Yeah.
it too. So this could be a different, even if it is Victor
we
Gorgia,
hold
it
current
could be a
position,
different
please?
species.
Can you pick it up and you're
genus.
tighten it all?
Yeah, I'll try again. Just, we don't have a lot of light. This guy. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
so they've
worth,
got one little turn in the tether that they're going to work on getting out here real
Hey,
quickly,
Sean, why
and
don't
then
you,
we'll
you
resume.
push ahead, bring it back to the middle of the screen
Copy that.
so that we can look at it. And don't push ahead too far, just inch in until we can actually see it in the Sirius screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
second football.
Is it still under you, Andy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's heading right
Okay.
there.
You kind
I
of see it.
can't. I can see
Yeah.
it barely, but I can't see enough to do
Okay,
any detail
keep
yet.
going, Sean.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We might have to go a little past this because our ship did move towards this direction.
Levi, what direction
Yeah,
do you
just
think
gonna
the turn will be
miss
then?
it.
I think it's going to be port, isn't it?
I think we'd want to turn to starboard.
Yeah, I was thinking starboard. So
Keep going, Sean.
Yeah, I'm going forward.
let's see. Well, it depends if you're talking D2 or Sirius, but
Okay, and then maybe come up a little, Sean, so we can get it in the.
So while they're working on getting this one little turn out of the tether here, I'll give a little update on the depth. It's 1,222 meters for those of you who are not on the chat. Temperature is
now I'm thinking
3.9 degrees Celsius.
until I get a better view.
Dissolved oxygen is 2.2 milligrams per liter.
Sirius. Okay, so
We're on
he's got half a turn.
seamount, a flat top seamount.
do we
We're
wanna give
actually
him
on
1.5
the
turns, or
mound
you wanna
on
give
the
him
summit of the flat
negative
top
half turn?
in the wake unit of the Pacific Remote
What?
Islands Marine National Monument.
We could just see it a minute ago. Why can't we see it now?
Yeah.
Do you want to pull up a little bit, get a wider view?
No.
And
Tilt down. A little
looks
more?
like our
Can't.
goal, our summit today was at 1,165 meters.
The ship moved a little bit that way.
So we have.
That's why.
I stopped it.
We
Sean, push out a little more and come up.
Copy that.
We got about 60 meters in elevation to go, but we have a good distance
9
in
meter delta.
I'm at 10.
horizontal
Yeah, down to 9.
to go still to the summit.
Yeah, there's been a lot more animals.
Yeah, you can come up, Andy.
on this
But keep pushing
dive
out.
than I
Sean.
expected. That's for sure.
We'll get in the same configuration.
Andy, you were thinking have Sirius do a turn to port?
Not well. We'll look at it right here. It's starting to come into view.
Okay.
Oh, there's another Hymenaster sea star down on the bottom. That big pink one that we imaged earlier. Chris Ma called in about.
Yeah, keep pushing out, Sean.
Yeah, don't
Copy that.
come up too far.
Bridge RV now.
I feel like
We're holding current position.
Okay, don't come up anymore, Sean. Just push straight out.
Thanks, Bridge.
Pushing straight out.
Okay. Actually, go down. You can go down a little more once you push out a little.
yeah.
Copy that.
Okay, hold there. He's not.
Stopped.
Not pulling it yet.
Okay, Sean, come back down a little.
Yeah.
Don't push out anymore.
Do you want me to come back at all?
Okay, there it is. We got.
Yeah, you
it's
can come
still-
back
yeah,
a little.
it's on the.
Can you tilt this camera
Is
down
it
a
on
little
the
bit?
left? Yeah. So
No.
yeah. So wouldn't we need to turn to port with D2?
Go ahead, Bridge.
We go into autos real quick.
Can you confirm center of rotation is
All right,
A-frame?
those of you
Okay.
who are
Thanks, Bridge. Yeah,
wondering
you can
what
do
we're doing, you can switch
Okay,
the
Sean.
camera
If
to
you back up,
a Sirius view,
Yeah.
and you can see this
And
little loop that's
come
in
down a
the
little.
tether between the
Get a
Sirius
safe delta.
and the
Put a-
D2 ROV.
put a starboard turn in.
And
Copy that.
they cannot keep that little loop in the tether, so they are working on figuring out which way to turn the ROV to spin that loop out of the tether.
Andy, can you bring it up in your Titan?
There it is right there.
All right, that's a 15 delta. I can't get much lower.
So you want us to put a starboard turn in?
Yeah, Chris, are you ready for that?
Yeah, you guys go ahead
Right.
whenever you feel safe.
Doing a starboard turn.
Let's stow that lower swing arm in.
No, I think we're fine.
Just nice and slow.
If you are going to have some options here on top for your second rock, I see plenty of.
Yeah, there's some of those pieces.
Bring your swing arm in.
As this dive looks like it's going to get shallow or more and more level, less and less steep, I think our better chances will be before we get to the summit.
Port side's in, I think.
So what they're doing right now is they're doing a starboard turn, which they believe is going to be able to remove that loop from the tether, and so that's why the ROV is kind of doing a full circle here. If you're watching the main HD view,
Passing right under it.
That's good.
Go ahead, Bridge.
getting a kind of nice little
Okay.
landscape
Now you can
view.
push back
Yeah,
up.
we can nice little spin.
All right.
That looks pretty steep.
Squall 18 minutes out. Thanks, Bridge.
Some pavement, some are tube-like things.
Should work nicely. All right,
Yeah,
I think that looks good.
You're going to have to push out for me to see anything.
We push out. Come up.
Did you find it in the Titan, Andy?
I did. I had it before, but it faded out because it
Okay.
was too dark. But we'll see right now.
Okay. Let's just make sure it looks better. And
Yep.
There's that little puffy sea star we saw a
Oh,
minute
yeah,
ago.
you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hymenaster.
There he is.
It's
Utility
the side of the
cam.
rock.
Oh yeah.
It's got a little, yeah, that looks better. Okay.
All right. Is everyone happy?
Yeah, nice work, guys.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks
push it a
good,
little bit.
co-pilot?
Yeah,
Another
I'm
one
pretty sure
of
it is.
these
I just want to double check
bifurcating
right here. Push up.
primnoids
Right
over
here.
there on the
So
left.
we'll see here shortly, but I think it's
Like the V
That's a-
shape.
That's a pretty tall one, so
Yeah, that looks better, guys.
that's just the way the colony grows.
Yeah,
I'm
that looks
beginning
a
to
lot
wonder. I'm not so sure it's a
There,
young one.
yeah, right there by the football.
yeah.
Any more?
It's right there.
Actually looks.
The same.
Move to the other football.
Yeah. No, it was already here. But it looks like it's loosened a little bit. There wasn't that space between it.
I think we just went from one side to the other. Or no, is that this?
No, it's still on
No,
the same
maybe
side.
it isn't looped at all.
Oh, yeah. No.
It-
That's weird.
There's a pretty big think tank in the back going on.
Yeah.
So again, if you look at the Sirius view, again, you can see that there's the loop is still there.
Let's do you a port turn, Andy.
Okay. Are you guys ready for it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 242,
Yeah.
so here I go.
10-meter delta.
Yeah, you can come up a little, Andy.
Coming up. Thanks, Nav.
Yeah.
Keep coming, Andy.
Okay, I was told to hold. I'll keep coming.
Yeah, you can come up a little as you're doing it. Nice.
Still coming up.
Okay. 22-meter delta.
Yep, I'm holding here right now. And I'll have to come back down probably just to see it. There it is. Let me get all the way around.
Direction of movement 240.
Looks better.
It's not
Come
as
down a little bit.
profound, yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, so we just got a little update. We have a squall coming in again,
There it is,
just
it's
like
gone.
yesterday.
Good.
And so as we are trying to
Yeah.
untangle
Just double check the
our
rest of it.
our tether, that's also coming in this way. And so we
But
are
at
worried
least it
that
won't
the weather
Tighten
is
up
going to
anymore.
put an end to this dive pretty soon. So we may only have about
Okay.
20 minutes left before
Good.
the dive is going to be
Chris, are you
ended.
happy with that?
We'll keep you updated on
He's not
the
even-
final decision.
All right, I guess we're good.
It's good?
Yeah, this squall is what we had
All right, we're good.
yesterday that delayed the dive
All
yesterday.
right, let's
right.
find
They think
that
it's the same
purple
type
coral.
of thing where
It's
the
got a
winds
high pack.
gusted up over 30
So
miles
what is
an
it?
hour.
It's
and
behind me a little bit.
it's going to cause some problems.
Right, it makes the recovery of the vehicle
18
from the ocean more difficult.
He's got
Watch leads. Hey, back with you. And we are on the hunt. We're going back towards the purple coral.
Okay. Well,
There's one.
There's one right in front of us, too. That would probably
Pulling
be
you a little
fine
bit,
to,
looks like. I'm gonna give you some.
to grab. Looks like it's the same one.
There we go.
I'm gonna give you some tether, but it's
Yeah. Should be good.
nice.
So Nav, what biosamples do we have? We have one, I heard.
We don't have any.
Oh, we don't have any.
Well, we
Port
have
air.
a teeny piece of one that kind of drifted away. Most of it did.
The
As
port
you-
inner, so.
As you come into it, pilot, can you come around to the left side so we look
Consider that a biosample?
more flat on?
Well, yeah,
It
we
counts.
might. That's right, because we do have enough. There might actually
Video like
have the
this?
black
I
coral.
didn't
yeah,
ever
a little
press
bit
go
taking
on
in
it
that
though.
direction.
Chris.
Yeah, square on that way will be
Because
best.
we decided and then didn't
That's
decide.
much nicer.
Okay.
So do you want me to call it a sample or not?
So yeah, pilots.
Yeah, but you don't have the
port
information
inner
on it.
No,
All right.
has
but
a
we can
sample?
find it
Okay.
back.
So you, any of the
All
other
right, we'll
three.
go ahead and
Just
take
modify.
collection.
We can
Starboard.
modify it a lot long later.
All right.
Yeah, go starboard,
Guess
guys.
so, and then,
Starboard?
Yep.
Copy that.
we're gonna have to do a second collection right here. We didn't really see how much wound up actually in the box of that sponge with the Anthopitherian on it. That's why we never hit the SCS snapshot.
Yeah. Well, it looked like we were going to go fishing for it, so I didn't
Yeah.
click yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Pilot, the other piece was in the port side.
Copy that. Thank you, Ashley. Just setting up.
And if we have time to get some good imagery prior to plucking it,
Yeah, copy that video. Just trying to get my toe fixed.
Yeah, so Scott, we are calling this Bio 2.
No, this is
excuse me,
Bio
this
3.
will be Bio 3, sorry. This one we're about to grab will be Bio 3. They did get something of that other one. We just didn't see how much and what we got.
All right, video, you want to come on in?
We'll have to make a correction to the latitude and longitude and depth data later on afterward.
Yeah, copy that. So what I might do, I might just back up a little bit
Okay.
to open the bio boxes. So pluck it, and we'll back up.
Works for me. It looks like you're clear.
I think it's, yeah, should be flat right there.
We had some nasty heaves, so
Say it again.
we had some heave, but I'm controlling as best I can. I don't like to.
okay,
Yeah.
pulling out for a full image.
Call this purple coral, or do you want me to be more specific?
Victor Gorge, yes.
Well, actually,
Tilt down.
do you want the whole thing?
Well, sure, I guess so. As much of it as you can, I suppose.
Okay.
How big is this? This is
So you can see
it's like
the
15 centimeters across. That's about this big, Chris.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd make it easy
Okay, video's clear.
to sample. Just cut it there.
Unless science
Go ahead,
wants to
Bridge.
look at something else on it.
Say it again, video. Did you say?
Video's clear unless science wants something else specific
Yeah,
on it.
Thank you.
Copy that. Confirm
Science,
center
do you want any
rotation
other
is
zooms
diagram.
before we go in to sample?
No, I think we're good.
All
You
right.
got
All right,
the whole
yeah, you can
colony
make that
and the
heading
polyps.
change.
That's terrific.
Copy that. All right. Do you want to ramp me up, co-pilot?
You're already ramped up.
Excellent. All right. So there's what sample in
We're going starboard.
port. So we're on starboard.
Yep.
Copy. All right. Arms coming on.
Yeah, the chat was suggesting just cutting just below the low branch and leaving the main stem on the bottom.
Copy that. When you say low branch, you mean the shorter one?
Yeah, that shorter one on the left, I think.
Okay, right below that? Yeah.
Might be enough tissue there. I think his point is that it could regenerate.
Copy that.
he meant leave the low left branch.
Oh, leave the...
And clip above the low left branch.
Oh, okay. Copy that.
Call the zooms and I'll give it to you.
If you want another camera up here, I can pull up Mini.
Yeah. Alright. If you want to pull up Mini.
Take control of it too.
No, no. So it looks like this will be our last collection.
You want some zoom on Mini?
I think I need to back up slightly.
Was that a request to zoom or a question?
No, it's just standby video.
Sean, you might be able to wrist all the way left and then come at it from a different side, maybe? I don't know. It puts your wrist in a tight spot, but it might work. So yeah, go on that side of it and then wrist all the way left. Then you can get in a... Yeah, so like...
Something like that.
Shoulder,
There we go.
shoulder out more, maybe. Or, yeah, elbow out, shoulder up. I don't know. Just a thought.
I think just get down far enough on it. I wouldn't worry so much about just leaving the stem.
There's other ones
There's
around
other
here.
ones around.
Copy that.
Yeah, perfect. That looks good. I see.
Wait for that ship to stop.
Got it pretty well positioned right there to leave the
Yeah.
lower branch anyway, so that's good. Ta-da! There it is.
Alright, video.
Out of the way. I think you're good though.
You want to come in, video? If we need any more shots.
Oh. It was a premature ta-da.
You might be clear on
Yes.
this,
You don't
but-
ta-da until it's in the box.
You can
That's
try
right.
it. It'll only push me back.
Okay.
Let me lift my arm real quick. It's fine. Alright, but yeah, video whenever you're ready. Come on.
Clear.
Okay, ready? I'll go real slow.
I think next year, if we see a mound on top of a Guyot, we ought to give it go. We ought to give it a try.
Over there on your
One of our dives.
Yep.
Surprising
I think
amount
port's
of life
fine.
on this.
I think the starboard is the only questionable side.
Yeah, we might stop right.
Where did we put? No, we put.
All the way out?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Where did we put the
Alright.
sponge?
Do you want to come down on
No,
Tight.
port side.
Mini Zeus or yeah?
I think it was port.
That was
side, yeah.
port, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so starboard should be fine. Any?
You want to modify any lighting to get better lighting in the box?
Let me swing some light. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'll do it.
That's my arms in the way. Let's
Hey,
try.
Chris, you mentioned next year's dives. Is there an idea of what month next year's work will start in?
Yeah, so, Bruce, I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but as I recall, we are going to leave Honolulu port, if you will, in January of next year. And the first leg will be a mapping leg. It'll go down past Kingman and Palmyra. And we're going to also map a seamount on the way, maybe a couple of them. That we've had a request to try to get some data on, and then we're going to arrive down in Pongo Pongo in American Samoa. I think that would probably be early February at some time. And then our first ROV cruise will then be in February.
Is there a way to get light?
We have a
from
very
port
ambitious
at all?
Try bringing
year
starboard,
next
upper
year
all the way
where
down or something.
we've got
I believe
10
if you raise your
cruises
swing arms.
on the agenda now.
try,
Not all of them
going
ROV,
outboard a
but a
little bit.
mixture of
Or
mapping
inboard, I mean.
and ROV cruises. You may recall that last
yeah,
year
whatever
we
that's doing.
had
Um,
4
actually,
cruises
no, I
total.
thought it was.
This year we're going to have 7.
let's
This is the
try- you
6th,
wanna
and we're
try
going to have one mapping
Yeah,
one
starboard
this
upper all the
year,
way
and
down,
next
maybe.
year's 10.
There you
Oh,
go.
there,
So-
perfect.
We're going to be going from presumably January all the way through into the fall. And we're going to do some work off of American Samoa. Then we're going to shoot up the Tokelau seamount chain after doing one set of dives right in American Samoa, Rose Atoll, Vailulu Volcano, a bunch of other places. Then we're going to do a second ROV cruise up through the Tokelau chain, up through the Phoenix Islands protected area, the PIPA, and into Howland and Baker, which is part of the Pacific Remote Island Marine National Monuments also. And we'll be coming down to American Samoa, reprovisioning, and going back up partway into PIPA, and then shooting across and heading back to Honolulu, probably diving along Palmyra,
Yeah.
and Kingman, and Jarvis on the way.
And then come straight west.
And then I think we got a mapping cruise to Johnston Atoll. We've got an ROV cruise to the Musician Seamount, and I think we've got another ROV cruise to Johnston again, a return to Johnston. We haven't given up hope on Johnston. There are a couple spots that were really good, and we're going to have another look at it, I think, next year. So we've got a really exciting program for you next season, and it's not that far away. So
Action-packed, I would say, even.
yeah. We're mentioning this now because this is the
Might
last
recommend a
dive of
tighter
this
view on
cruise, and this
HD2,
is
give you a
also
good
the
perspective.
last dive of this season. You know, as soon as the ROV comes up today,
Try
then
rotating
the
your
ship
main
is
HD
going
down a
to
little
be
bit. I don't know if
starting
that
to
gives you
transit
something.
immediately to
That'll give me
Kwajalein Atoll,
What do you think about
where
90
we
degrees
should arrive on
left,
Friday,
straightening your wrist and going straight down
our
into it?
time.
Let it
And
go.
then
Let it
most of us are flying out on
so that the
Monday,
corals pointed out away from the
Kwajalein, to return to our homes. And then a new set of mapping people will be flying down to Kwajalein to join the cruise, including some interns as well who are going out on that mapping leg. And the ship will finish the final leg on September 12th and arrive back in Honolulu. And then as I believe it's going to remain tied up
Is this what you meant?
in Honolulu
Yeah, kinda like that. I
through
was
the
even gonna
fall
rotate
and
it 90 degrees
through
forward
the
so
holiday
that
season.
you can go closer to the back of the box.
So that's the plans.
Oh, to the back?
Those are
It's
the
like this right
plans,
now.
excuse me.
If you went like that, with the coral pointing straight out. From the
Wow, thank you. That's a
And
really
then
incredible
you have your
set of
wrist straight,
cruises, and I really look
elbow
forward
down
to
as
that.
long as
That's
you keep your
great.
wrist
Yeah, but a different thing, we
straight
have
to
a
the
question
ground.
from Scott as to whether you're up on top of the mound now.
All right, let me try this real quick.
Make sure I get this right.
Yeah, so we didn't quite get to the top of the mound. We're about two contours, if you will, from the top. Each contour is 10 meters spacing, so we're probably about 20 meters below the summit. It's a very broad, flat summit on this mound.
I think we made it about maybe halfway up.
Pause.
Maybe a little bit more than halfway, but roughly halfway up. We're on the north eastern side of the mound. And in, say, another 20, 30 meters, it'll probably start flattening out.
Okay, thank you.
All
Yeah,
right,
this is survey
our
one.
purple coral
Oh,
is
it's in the box.
It's
Let
in the
me-
box.
Let me go click.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we have this sample secure, let's go ahead and get
port
make
inboard.
preparations to come up off bottom and get in tow configuration.
No, that's starboard inboard.
And start coming up. And we'll want to get up to 500 meters and hold.
Starboard inboard, yeah. There we are.
Thanks, Nav.
Starboard inboard. Sorry.
Nav's weather come in, or
Luckily, it caught it anyway and
About
told me
squall,
that I was
maybe? Yeah.
making a mistake
Yeah,
with
There's
the
a
name.
squall coming in, so we're going to get into tow configuration.
All right.
and come up to 500 meters.
All right, so folks, I think we're about to leave the bottom. We
Go
can
ahead, Bridge.
actually feel the actual roll of the ship has increased significantly
Arms
in the
off,
last
fuel
probably
hydraulics.
15 minutes or so.
Cool.
Sounds great. We'll let you know.
Yeah, so we've just been told that now that the sample's been collected, they're going to recover the vehicles, and we're going to try and get out
Nice
of
sample, pilot.
the weather here and start heading south.
I'm sorry, say it again. Have?
Nice
So,
sample.
Bruce, do you
Oh,
have
thank
any impressions about the dive as we're pulling off the bottom?
Do we want to raise about 50?
Yeah.
Well, it was a great dive. We saw greater diversity of fishes than I had expected at this depth, and I think it's
Yeah.
topography.
Come up.
So these mounds are interesting. We saw some cutthroat eels, conger eels. We saw some of the spiny eels, the cusk eel. It was very interesting, so it was a good dive.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. So come up.
We'd like to give a tremendous thanks to all of the participants, both in the chat and on the audio this year. We got a huge amount of help, and we really, really appreciate it.
+1.
I thought it was a wonderful
RV
season,
with
very
R1.
diverse this year. We went from hydrothermal vents to
Copy that.
brand new seafloor, new
Yep.
pillow lavas,
Yeah,
to the Mariana Trench,
Ship
to
Zero,
these
ROV1
old
pilot.
Cretaceous guyots,
Zero,
to
ROV1.
ridges, to
Yeah.
summits.
Coming up at about
Yep.
15.
We did a wreck dive off of Wake. We did some shallow water. Those of you who saw the dive several days ago, we found precious gold coral up on the east side of Wake.
That's
It was
right.
Beautiful topography.
We've seen some really nice geology too.
Yeah.
Unexpected and expected. We've seen lots of pillow, but yesterday, for instance, we saw a great dike exposure. We saw now just today what the top of this particular Guyot looked like.
Yeah, and we got a lot of great samples, and they are very secure. And rest assured, when we get to
Speed up a
Kwajalein
little.
before I fly out, I'm going to check everything again. We've heat
That's
sealed
all right,
all
I'll
of the
match.
bags to make sure that they won't leak, because they're going to have to remain on the ship until September 12th. We're taping up all the jars, trying to make sure there's no issues, and
Yep.
so they're all going to be in good shape. And so we've got Dema sponges, corals, other sponges. We have sea stars. We even have a Holothroidian this year. We got in the Marianas area. Lots and lots of commensals. There's this whole huge tub full of small jars that's filled with commensal crabs and worms and all
You say
sorts of
tub, but it's actually one of these really large coolers, actually filled pretty much to the brim with little vials and jars and everything else. It's a substantial amount of samples.
And then we have something like a 4x4 bin on the upper deck that's filled with rocks
Yep.
from all over the place. And the lab's got rocks, so it's a good year. We're going to sign off now. And again, we thank you all so much for a great 2016, and really look forward to seeing you all again next year. Appreciate it. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks everyone for your help.
So to get
And
the
it was a
decimal 8
great
out,
pleasure to be
Yeah.
on this trip.
All right, we can probably stop there.
Serious.
Pilot.
Okay.
You can
Signing
come
off.
up a little. Yeah, you can come up 5 more meters.
Yeah.
And I'll stop here.
Yeah, I'll stop at 60. Is that good?
Yeah.